Holy shit. Look at me go. Look at me go. Look at me go. Let me see over here if I'm live. View in control room. I'll go to control room. There we go. That looks good. I wonder who is going to be in here first. John D. Nicola. Would you just look at that head? Would you look at it? Look at it, would you, John D. Nicola? All right. Now, I want to know how you get let's see. How do you get the daggum banner up there for the StreamYard? Well, what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and band is beautiful brother. What does that mean? Bald is beautiful, brother. Sewer Dog, the Patriot 420. Good to see you, brother. Hey, I got some news. I've got some news, Oregon Rogue, about McDowell County West, by God, Virginia, and it's not good. It's not good for Tugga. What could it be? What could it be? Well, it's been 1 year and almost 8 months since my arrest in McDowell County. We all remember it, don't we? We all remember my arrest in McDowell County, and let me see if I can get that up. Let me get a different window up here because I'm telling you, I'm going to let people get in here. And in the meantime, I'm just going to remind you. Let me get to my. Just remind you of McDowell County. Let me see. Where's my arrest in McDowell County? Go back. And it is cold as a son of a bitch. Is that it? I think it is. Let me share the screen. Uh-oh. Huh. Now, why is that like that? Okay, well, here's what we'll do. Well, so why isn't the sound working? Oh, I know why. Because it hasn't been muted. Trying to share my screen with you, and it just doesn't seem to be working. And okay, we'll just eliminate that and we'll start all over again. Stop screen sharing. We'll do a present. Share screen. Window. Entire screen. Share. There we go. Oh, shit. Sorry about that. For fuck's sake. Hold on. Hold on. For fuck's sake. Let me do it again. It's been a while. Thank you, John D. Nicola. Okay, here we go. Share screen. I forgot to put the audio on. It says to share audio, share a tab on or screen instead. Okay, entire screen. That's why there wasn't any fucking audio. All right. So what we'll do is we'll transfer this over here.
You have to show ID. You have to show ID when you go
No,
to
you
public
don't.
things.
You
do, 'cause I
what
work them.
government entity issues?
Is that correct?
Thanks,
Correct.
John D.
Okay,
Nicola.
so if I'm walking on the road like
What?
this,
Huh.
that's yielding to pedestrian.
You have to walk on the easement.
Again,
Otherwise, you could get a ticket for walking in the road.
that's only if a sidewalk is provided for you. Okay.
There is no sidewalk provided, so I have to walk
Exactly.
here.
So there wouldn't be a citation there. Okay.
All right.
So again, what we're trying to figure out is if there's a trespassing complaint. Do you understand that? There's no law against you filming
Listen,
or
if
anything
you
like that.
tell me under threat of arrest, I'm being
Did I say that?
trespassed.
I never said that.
Listen, let's just cut to the chase.
I said I'm investigating a
Listen.
trespassing complaint. Okay, that's what we're trying to
Listen.
figure out here. So, like I said, you videoed.
Well, let me
there's
tell
no
you.
issue with that. Okay, but right
If
now we're here
you
to
are
investigate.
threatening me that you're going to arrest me for trespass,
I never said
I
that.
will leave and I will take this up in court, in a civil court with you and the government.
And again, that's what
No,
we're
no,
getting to.
no.
Again,
These
what
are
I'm
the
saying-
last resorts we have to use when we want to do an investigation on a prison.
No, sir. The
I'm an
investigation.
independent- I'm an investigative journalist.
Do you have your
I am
ID on you?
doing.
Do you have your investigative?
Do you need a ID
If
for
you're,
for First Amendment speech?
no, sir. But if you're,
It's the
if you're-
same thing. The press is the First Amendment, dude.
Yes, but normally with the press and everything, they
That's
have IDs,
that's
right?
mainstream media. That's not press.
No, that isn't, sir.
Yes,
Anytime
sir,
that you
no.
have to, you have to show
Again,
ID. You have to show ID when you go
no,
to
you
public
don't.
things.
You
do, 'cause I've
what
worked
what
them.
government entity issues the press pass?
Again, sir, I'm trying to decide whether or not
I'm an
you're
investigative
trespassing or not.
journalist doing a story on this jail.
Okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Have you set up appointments to talk to anybody?
Don't
or
have to.
anything like
That's why we have the First Amendment right to the press.
that? Yes, exactly. But
Just
if you're
like we
gonna
have the
speak
right to say
somebody-
"fuck you" if we want to. Not saying you.
Yes, I understand
Right?
that. But do you understand? I'm here to.
I don't need a license to film.
No,
Filming is not illegal.
I'm not saying-
Investigating and disseminating information as the press do not need a press pass.
no, sir. There's no law.
Of
against
course
filming.
not.
So again,
So now
I'm asking
you ask me for a press pass, and I am not going to give it to you because I don't need one.
Did I? Okay, you don't have to give it to me. Again,
All
how
right.
did
So let's break it down.
again?
I
we're
got
here on the
places to be. I
trespassing
got other
complaint.
places to be. I got other places to film. So if you're going to threaten to trespass me,
Again,
Ain't
we're
nobody
here
I
to
will
investigate.
leave.
So again, I'll need to see your driver's license.
there's
This-
no.
I've-
I did not break any law.
First of all, let me break something down for you. Under the state of
I did
West
not break any
Under
law.
the state of West Virginia, I can just not
That's
ask
not
you-
true.
It is.
You have to have reasonable, articulable suspicion
A
to
trespassing.
ask for. Listen,
We're
you know
here to
who?
investigate
You know
a
who?
trespass.
Is it still there? Is the sound still there? No sound still. There's still no sound. Is there any sound? Give me a thumbs up if there's sound. If there isn't, no, yes. Can you hear me? Let me see if I can hear me. Can you hear me? No? For fuck's sake. Chuck, 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 Chuck. Okay, good. You can hear me, but you can't hear that. All right. Let me do this again. Yes, you. Good. Let me do this. Let me share the screen again. Okay. Got it. Okay.
I had to leave.
Is the sound back on?
They never told me I had to leave.
Like I said, that would
They
be
told me to stop filming.
Well, like I said, and I asked you for your
I-
ID.
but-
And anytime
but
there's,
okay.
Joe
anytime there's an
Black?
investigation,
They never.
you have.
Okay.
Is the audio back on? Yes.
We'll be able
Good.
to.
Let me
John
give
D.
you my
McDowell,
license.
keep an eye on my sound for me, please.
Listen. In order to trespass, arrest somebody.
You're not being arrested for trespassing.
What am I being arrested for?
Obstructing, failure to identify when I asked you.
No. You have to fucking have a crime first.
And that's what we was trying to
And
identify.
you didn't get to the trespassing part.
Exactly, because you wouldn't allow us.
Well, you can't give me. You have to give me a warning to leave first.
No, sir.
Yes.
Not being charged with trespassing.
Yes.
Not being charged with trespassing.
You have. What am I being trespassed with?
You're not being charged with trespassing. You're being charged with obstructing.
Obstructing what? What crime?
Obstructing an officer by failure to identify.
A failure to identify is a secondary charge.
That's it all, sir.
You have to have a primary charge first. You have to have a primary charge first.
In the state of West Virginia,
You cannot-
anytime, you want me to talk or do you want to keep doing?
Well, the thing
In the
is
state of-
I haven't been warned to go yet.
In the
They
state
just
of
told me
West
to stop.
Virginia,
They told me to-
anytime there's a criminal investigation, you have to identify yourself when
not
police
true.
officer. Okay. There's Supreme Court law on that.
There
Okay.
is Supreme Court law
So
on it.
walk over to my car. You got my keys, sir?
And lock my vehicle, please.
All right. That was my arrest. Everybody remember my arrest? Sorry. It's been a long time since I've been doing StreamYard. That was my arrest. Now I'm going to show you my trial. Now I'm going to show you my trial. Where's that? I've uploaded my trial to YouTube.
I did. I chose pro se myself, Your Honor. I do believe I said that on multiple occasions. Yeah.
Now,
I understand.
let me say something. There's Trooper Ricky Bobby Sue Jones. There's Lieutenant Looney. And the fat armed bitch right here is Brittany Fuckett Puckett. Okay? This was my trial. Now, what ended up happening is I have talked. Okay, I'll just play the video. and I'll comment afterwards. Here we go.
Any preliminary matters to take up? Call your first witness, Ms. Plunkett.
The state will call Lieutenant Charles Looney.
Step forward, please, sir. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Help you God. Have you said, please? Ms. Plunkett.
Thank you, Judge. Will you state your name for the record?
Charles Joshua Looney.
Okay, and where are you employed at?
Yes.
And what is your rank with FBI McDowell?
I am a GS-11 lieutenant.
And
You repeat your name.
Charles Joshua Lynn.
Charles Looney.
Charles Joshua.
and how long have you been with FBI McDowell?
13 years.
Okay. Prior to that, were you with any other correctional facility?
I spent 5 years at King Mountain.
Okay.
In Virginia.
Okay. And so you've been at FBI McDowell for 11 years?
13.
13 years, I'm sorry. Okay. And what are some of your duties?
Anything that defines security of the institution.
Okay.
I handle rosters, I handle audits, I handle FBI referrals, I handle the inmates, movements, inside and outside the institution.
Okay.
When this happened, I am evening watch ops, and that means I'm basically the warden.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. So you're the evening watch ops?
I was at this point.
Okay. And was this on or about August the 6th of 2022?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me how you became involved in this case?
Our mobile patrol, which circles the institution and also responsible for outside grounds, contacted me and said there was an odd car at the entry of our property.
Okay. Did they describe the car or can you remember?
Not that time.
Okay. Go ahead.
He said that he had tried to talk to the person in that car and it was a little riled up, so
Okay.
if I could come out there,
Okay.
and which I did.
Okay. And at that point, did you make contact with anyone?
Not that.
Okay. At what point did you make contact with the defendant, Mr. Ballum?
After I left and walked out of the main institution,
Uh-huh.
I actually got in the mobile patrol car with the officer and drove down to where Mr. Ball was.
Okay.
I stepped out, and that's when I made contact.
All right. So tell me what happened when you got out of the vehicle.
I asked him how was he doing.
Uh-huh.
He made a comment about my tobacco that I was chewing at the time.
Okay.
Then I asked him please not to film the institution.
Okay. Now at this point, what was he filming, or do you know?
He had one camera across the road on our property facing our rear gate and our industries, or our what we call recycling now.
Okay.
And he was in front of his car with a GoPro filming straight at the institution up our road towards the main facility.
Okay. Did he advise why he was filming or anything like that?
He said he wasn't answering me.
Okay.
He said he had his rights to film everything.
All right. How was his behavior and demeanor?
It got really aggressive really quick.
Okay. Tell me what was some of the things that was going on.
I kept asking him not to film. I told him he could film everything. He called me some derogatory names and told me that he knew more than me. That I needed to get my ASS back into the prison and worry about the inmates.
Okay.
I told Mr. Baldwin that, I was responsible for security and he was demeaning that security at that time.
Okay.
He said Google Maps could show a picture of the prison.
Okay.
Which he is correct, but it does not show the cars going in and out of the prison. It does not show what times we leave. If you post this on YouTube, that allows inmates' families to see license plates, cars, what we drive, when we drive, how we drive. It also shows our security procedures as far as our mobile patrol, inmates at the camp that has no fence. So he's on our area with inmates that, he could drop something off to them. He could show them his families if he's there.
This is a severe security
breach.
concern. Yes, sir.
It is.
Okay. Now, at any point, has Mr. Ballin ever been on any inmates list to visit that you're aware of? Was this the first and only interaction that you've had with Mr. Ballin? Okay. About how long was this interaction before you felt it necessary to call, I guess, was you call 911?
Yeah, probably about 10, 15 minutes in.
Okay. And so you called 911, and then did anyone show up in response?
Yes, state trooper.
Alright. And at that point, once Trooper James arrived, did you allow the state police to take over the investigation?
Yes, I didn't go anywhere here.
Did you have any further dealings with Mr. Ballin at that time? Alright. I'm going to show you. This is let's see. This is a photo I think that Mr. Ballin has provided me. Maybe. This photograph right here, okay?
Okay.
And that's going to be, what's that sticker? States Exhibit 1. Yeah, I do. Didn't put it on there good, but Lieutenant, can you describe what this is a photograph of, if you know?
Yes, ma'am. This is our entry road coming through the entry of our prison.
And can you point for the magistrate what side of the road the prison is on?
So right here.
And is the prison viewable? Can you see the prison from that image?
Yes.
Okay. Now, on the opposite side of the road, can you tell me who owns the other side of the road?
That would be state property.
State West Virginia. All right. All right. Now, can you tell me from that photograph where Mr. Ballin was when you first made contact with him?
He was down in the corner on our property.
Okay.
Because everything on this side is our property. So he was down on the corner, and he actually had one of his cameras set up right on our property.
Okay. What I will do, I will have you put a star where he was the first time that you made contact with him. Okay. And
And
go ahead.
then he moved up to about right here.
Okay.
And this is where you got the car.
Okay.
Is where the state police.
Okay. So the car is where his final location was at. During your interaction, did you tell Mr. Ballin that he was on federal property?
Many times.
Did you ask him to leave?
Many times.
And did he refuse to leave?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
With
And-
an aggressive manner.
And at that point is when you decided you needed to call for some assistance. All right. Lieutenant Looney, is there anything else that you would like to tell about your interaction with him that day? All right. Just a second. Your Honor, I'm moving to admit into evidence States Exhibit 1, the aerial shot of the prison that was provided by the defendant.
No, sir.
Oh, boy.
All right. Okay. All right. Lieutenant, I'm going to show you a video too, and I will mark it as well as Safe Exhibit 2 of GoPro footage that has been downloaded from Mr. Ballin's GoPro. Can you take a look at this video?
I object. I never received my GoPro video or video off of my camera. I reviewed all of the data from the state police barracks or the state police analytics lab, and I received no video from my camera nor my GoPro at all in discovery.
Your Honor, he's been provided a flash drive with all that information on it. It was mailed out to him.
That is incorrect, Your Honor. I searched that thumb drive in and out through multiple applications to find any MP4, any AVI files, any video files, ASF. I went through the whole entire hard drive, the thumb drive, and there was no videos except for 2 videos that did not apply to this case.
How long do you read? There's several. This one's 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Looks like it's way too long. People will not do that.
Okay. Come on.
You wanna go back and check that video?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. This is what he does. This is how you step up. Watching videos.
Well, I'm telling you, if you got the sunrise, you got all the
I never received this video. I have never received this video.
So I was gonna watch it right now. It's on your flash drive.
What are you doing now? I do business. You want one? No. No, take it out, man. You know what I'm doing.
You got done this week. Well, God mercy, that wasn't a bite to even taste it. Then when I bite a donut, I gotta go all the way to the middle the first bite. You go all the way to the center and then you eat rails. You're not eating like you truly want to eat over there. You're savoring it for some reason.
Master for it. Yeah, what you. Because he ain't getting out of that one. They're all in one file. They file and they all file. Okay. Yeah, everybody. They use football on it.
Yeah, I appreciate you going. I've been trying to walk on.
Okay.
Let me go back and have my blood drawn checked. I did lose a couple of pounds. I ain't took the pills yet. They sneaking and eating. Oh, he's not. He's being right out.
He let me know I've been in corrections on the new day off, so I'm good luck to that.
How old are you?
18.
Oh my God, I've worked here for 18 years.
I got double I got double the number of years in a sheriff's office here that bill out.
September will be 8. Well, yeah, next month will be 18 years I've been here.
It'll be 39 for me. It's 29.
I guess it's my age and my years of service equals 80, so I guess I have to work for 50. From 40 to 30 out, 12 more years. 12, I'm 43. 1 year left.
20.
But if you stay in, you can make a lot more. They won't let you stay in.
You're retired. What is it? I'll be 41. You have to retire? Yeah. We don't do that. I got a phone. Work on the phone.
Well, I think that will be eventually my future. I'll be working on the farm too, because my daughter's going to be a veterinarian.
Oh,
And I'm telling you what, she takes in every.
You working on the phone already.
I am, but
She needs to be a large animal vet contact. I don't like to go
that's right.
in. She needs to be a large animal contact. Huh? Cold water. He loves me. It's too late. Yeah. It's the, when they do game things, it's kind of fun, it's not like state. You know, even though if you're running your career, your GD, whatever, you're still running the state. So, let's say you're a GD out of Chicago, so you're running Midwest of Ohio. Or if you're a blood out of North Carolina, you're not a blood, but everybody else you're out of North Carolina. So North Carolina will go to Europe. So like North Carolina blood isn't affiliated with any other blood. Let's say Pyru blood's out of Baltimore. Right, they won't get together because Pyru will go in Baltimore, DC, and one's done. That's weird.
No, but
You figure
thank
that
you, I
all
need some money.
Blood is so big, there's so many different factions, just like Crips, and they hate each other. There's so many of them. So they run the state.
Donnie, what did y'all do with that guy to bring
That we violated and then he appealed, something like that. Because I seen you had him yesterday. is his name. Oh, it's okay. You don't have to go that far. What is it?
So we're glad. Who else get up there last week? She's actually small, big, got a team, I think, to come see them. We're familiar with
We have court on the 16th.
the boundary operation. For time to sort of actually occur. So what you looking for?
Yes, John D. Nicola. And yes, John D. Nicola.
Yeah.
Because they can file those financial affidavits.
Yeah, it's illegal for us to. You know, illegal for us to. I haven't provided the financial affidavit. You have it.
And they don't have to with that. We're just saying on our part, you know. I don't think they ever heard it from me.
That's part of conditions of.
You know, Mercer can make some pay up front for homeowners.
You sure it does. I don't know how to do it for, him or her, and.
The door's getting wider open.
They make them pay up front for something around there. You know, people are here.
That's actually, that's actually illegal for us to. For us to allow it.
You know, you charge them, they charge home department $8 a day for that bracelet. We have to charge them $250 a day, and it has to be included in their court costs. Or they have to, they're supposed to pay $75 a month.
You know, the county pays us the monitoring fee, whether it be needed or not. Well, I guess we put that in work. The ones that sit on the rails, not being utilized, that's why I pay for rails. But same to me, like, the county gotta pay them for that service, and there ought to be something there that we can mandate. I'll take the whole direction of the sheriff. I ain't the sheriff. It says $250 a day to match for my annual last year. That's part of the report. I think I'll call it for one day and maybe what matter, just call it around. County, yeah, you'll get those more too. No.
No, he's saying the home confinement officer is a convicted.
Oh, shit.
That's what he's saying.
And for action, it's a hidden camera. That's my camera. I'm auditing this court.
Is this one still on the queue or is this one? Okay, sorry.
Hi guys. Donnie, you get behind me, I'll pull over and let you by. I took him, I got to pull over and let Donnie by. He probably drives faster than me. Okay, you know I cut that road like crazy. I tell you what, I heard the last song on that was so many years ago.
Your Honor, I strongly, vehemently object. That volume of files, there is at least 30 files on there. I extracted a bin file. If it was a bin file, it should have brought all the files just like on his computer. When I extracted the bin file, I got 2 videos, one from Hope, West Virginia, and one from a youth detention center somewhere here in southern West Virginia. There is no way that I know how to extract bin files. I know how to operate a computer. I am dead serious. I never received but 3 videos from the prosecutor in discovery.
Your Honor, when these items were sent to the state, we actually provided them the flash drives to download onto. So if he's able to see one video, he was able to get all of the videos that was downloaded from the state police file.
Excuse me, y'all, I apologize. You don't want to come in court. September 22nd. Yeah, I put a bond on it, yeah. Sure. Okay.
Your Honor, there's utterly no way that I could prepare for this 15 files. I have not seen these files. I have not reviewed these files. I've not prepared for these files. I've not set up questions for these files. I have.
It's my understanding though that they took off from that one time. No.
Yeah, but it's the whole download is on one jump drive, which was provided to Mr. Ballin. So he has had an adequate opportunity to review these files and prepare for today's hearing, which has been rescheduled and continued multiple times.
The file that he said he had, Your Honor, is under the same file. So if he saw the videos at the beginning of the file, all of them under the same file.
That is correct, Your Honor. And all I got was 3 files.
We've had one continuance by the defense, we've had one continuance by the state. That was in February. Based on Mr. Ballin's assertion that he has not received all those, the court of Collusion is going to continue one more time.
To make everything easier, Your Honor, if there's a jump drive available, I can give him this right now so we don't worry.
I have a thumb drive with me, Your Honor.
Do you have the thumb drive that we provided you?
I don't know if it's the one that you provided me. It was over 6 months ago, but
Was it from the prosecuting attorney's office?
I've had many thumb drives given me by different prosecutors' offices. Sorry? I've won every case, Your Honor. That's good. I've never lost in criminal court. Yes, I do have it. It's right here. Damn, right there. I feel it. Oh, there it is.
Well, when we open it up, we'll be able to determine it.
You want to come over here, Mr. Ballin? I'll open it.
Please.
Thank you.
Do you have, want to go on and schedule this while you're, you don't have October days yet, that
This
is.
isn't the one they approved by these questions that you came up with.
Oh, yeah, you can go ahead.
You have
Drop them on there. You can drop them on there. That'll order it all. You should.
What size is it?
4 gig, 4.9 gig.
I think they're getting the dates now.
Okay. What is that for September date? Since it's not the end of September.
For here, I'm just copying the entire file for that. Okay?
Excuse me.
You have a bigger.
You want me,
I don't.
let me, hang on, I'll see if I can get you one real quick.
I got it through the 4.9 gig would do it. Yeah, that was, I mean, that 8 gig was even bigger than the file that I got.
Mr. Bond, I'm gonna open the prosecutors, and if, everything's all right, you can just have this, okay?
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's the same file. And I'll minimize that, so wait there, okay? Matthew Bond.
Oh, y'all hold me for a second, guys.
Matthew Bond.
Excuse me.
Right here's the same file, okay?
Yes,
That's
sir.
that. Then you go down here to USB drive. Everything's on there. Okay? All right, in order to get to those videos, they'll be under the attachment.
Correct.
So everything's on here. So I'm gonna do
There's two separate attachments, files, one for my phone and one for my,
That's good.
correct.
Everything that we have is now on there, okay?
All right, thank you.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue this case. For today, give Mr. Bell an opportunity to review all the files that he escaped. Mr. Bell, you'll receive notice to appear in the mail. Where are you getting your mail at now?
I am receiving it at 120 White Church Road. We had, Your Honor.
The Supreme Court, not email.
Okay.
We said you was off today too.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so sorry about that. All good. You remain on the same bond you're currently on. Just keep an eye on your mail, and I have the schedule to come back probably in October.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
And that's it.
You want me to walk upstairs with you, so I can get another copy of all this?
Yeah, just give me a second.
Don't forget your exhibits.
Oh,
Hours.
well, I just had that one.
Yeah, sure.
Don't be the one that's only takes 6 for me. He's still young, don't know that.
You okay, sir?
Well, I said, because you got up that back, so Krispy Kreme on it.
Hang on just a second.
All right. So that was my trial. That was my trial. The judge continued the trial. So I reviewed the hard drive. I reviewed the hard drive, the thumb drive that he gave me. And there was 11 gigs on the thumb drive that Trooper Jones gave me at trial. There was 1 gig on the thumb drive that was given me 6 months earlier in discovery. Now, I'm going to show you this. I filed a motion because what happened was the 2 thumb drives that I got, this thumb drive from Trooper Jones at trial was 11 gigs, I'm sorry. The other thumb drive that I got from the prosecutor was 1 gig. So I compared. What was the difference? The difference was Trooper Jones had all the .bin files. 56 files, video files, lasting about 5 minutes apiece, or I'm sorry, 10 minutes apiece. My GoPro recorded in 10-minute increments. I know my phone was operating. I know my phone was running. They didn't provide me any evidence off of my phone. There was no evidence off of my phone. Now, I've done a show on this before, on thumb drives, on the discovery that they gave me. And you all know, if you watch that show, that I went through these thumb drives and the data extensively. So I filed a motion to disqualify the judge, amongst other things, ex parte communication. The door was wide open. The judge talking to the witness. Why wasn't the witness sequestered? Why was Trooper Jones in the room with me and Miss Puckett? Why was Trooper Jones sitting at the fucking table, the counselor table, the prosecutor table? Is he assistant prosecutor? Judge? Now I'm going to really let you have it, motherfucker. I'm tired of this fucking double standard in this country when it comes to the judicial system. It's bullshit. Why should I comply? That was a hidden video, by the way. I wasn't allowed to take that video because I didn't have the permission of the judge. But I knew what the fuck was going to go on down there. I knew that they were going to fuck with me. So I took my own cameras in there for my own trial, for my own record. Dickhead, asshole, judge, fuck you. Judge, fuck you, circuit court judge, fuck you, McDowell County, fuck you, Miss Puckett, fuck you, Trooper Jones, fuck you, judicial system. When we have 20 million plus illegal trespassers in this fucking country, and they just get left the fuck alone. They get EBT cards. They get driver's license. They're not prosecuted for a year and a half or a year and 8 months, are they, dickheads? Fuck you. Why should I abide by the fucking rules and the laws and you not? I followed every rule. I followed every procedure. I was cordial with everybody. I was nice with everybody. But when you have 20 million motherfuckers running around this country, we don't even know who the fuck they are, trespassing, and they're let go, and I'm being prosecuted for a year and 8 months for trespassing? Fuck you. You want to talk about the disintegration of the trust in the judicial system? Well, this is it right here. This is what I'm talking about, and this is why I audited this court. I audited this court because I knew the bullshit that was going to come out of it. Who the fuck do you people think you are? You're sovereign is what you are. You get to do whatever the fuck you want to do, don't you? And damn the rules, damn the procedures, damn your fucking canons. The canon of judicial conduct, Judge. Is it all right to have a fucking witness on the stand yucking it up while we're sequestered? What was Trooper Jones doing in that room, Judge? Why did you let that happen, asshole? Why are you letting the witness stay on the stand, Judge? Dickhead? Motherfucker? I ain't never going back to West Virginia. I ain't going back to this kangaroo court. Can anybody fucking blame me? Fuck you, motherfuckers. What are you going to do? Come and get me for a misdemeanor? I don't think so. Fuck you, motherfuckers. I ain't never going back to West Virginia. You ain't never going to catch me back in that fucking state. I'm going to put you on blast here on YouTube. That's what I do. Fuck you, motherfucker. You have to be half fucking crazy if you think I'm going back down to that fucking courtroom. Do you blame me? Do you really blame me, Judge? Do you really blame me? And I'll tell you why. Because I filed a motion. I filed a motion to disqualify this judge. I filed a motion to disqualify this district attorney. And here's what it looks like. Let me blow it up. Oh. Oh, for fuck's sake. How do I blow this motherfucker up? Oh, there it is. I filed this motion to the Superior Court. I showed them all. I showed them all my motions. Motion, jury selection demand. No fucking jury. No jury at all. Look, I asked for a jury. Where's the fucking jury trial? Apparently they don't do jury trials in West Virginia now, do they? All these are audio tapes. All of these are audio of the communication that I had. These are the motions that I filed prior to trial. But just to show the disqualification judge what I've done, this is my motion to disqualify the magistrate. That was page 1. That was document 1. That was 1. This is 2. I'm going to go through this one right here because this is a good one. On August 30th, 2023, Mr. Ballard was sitting in the waiting room in Magistrate Mitchell's office when Trooper Jones stood outside of the magistrate's office door and offered me a plea deal. This is what the district judge read. This is what he read today, yesterday. I filed this motion 2.5 months ago. I filed this motion 2.5 months ago. The rules state that the circuit court judge has to fucking read this within 5 fucking days. A disqualification motion. 5 days, that's what the judge has to read this motion and determine whether the magistrate and the district attorney are disqualified. 5 days. The circuit judge has to read this motion and make a decision. It took him 2.5 fucking months. 2 fucking months to read my motion. What about the rules? What about the procedures, Judge? Circuit judge? Asshole. 2 months. Where's the rules? Where's the procedures? 5 days you're supposed to take to read a motion to disqualify. Rules. Then if you say the judge could stay, the magistrate could stay, then you have to reassign, you have to put it back down, or if he's disqualified, you have to put it back down to the magistrate for a new magistrate to be selected. And then that magistrate has to set a new trial date within 5 days. 10 total days to handle a disqualification motion, Judge. 10 days. Fuck appealing, John D. Nicola. Do you really? Fuck these motherfuckers. Fuck the appeals. Fuck the judicial system. Fuck the judges. Fuck the lawyers. Fuck the judicial system. Fuck this country. I served my country right there. To be treated like this? When we have illegal aliens running around that have trespassed 200 million, 20 million of them. Sorry, I'm yelling. I ain't appealing shit. I'm going to get the same fucking runaround. Let me back my microphone up. I ain't appealing shit. I'm done serving my country. Auditing was a form of serving. I made no money off of YouTube. I never asked for money. I have not monetized. I don't do this. I do this because I love my fucking country. I want my children to be free. I want my grandchildren to be free. And dickheads like these motherfuckers are fucking you. They're fucking you and you and you. But hey, what about that fucking Panamanian? What about that Mexican? What about that fucking Chinese person? Oh, just let them right in. Fuck you, motherfuckers. Why would I play this game? It's a losing game. A year and 8 months you have been prosecuting me. So let's get back to this motion, shall we? Why is Trooper Jones offering me a plea deal? He offered me a plea deal. Either plead guilty to trespass or obstruction, and the other would be dropped. Mr. Ballin denied Trooper Jones's plea deal because Trooper Jones is not in the judicial branch. He is in the executive branch. Therefore, any agreement by the defendant was made in fear of retaliation from Trooper Jones. This is the motion to disqualify the judge and the district attorney. Why is Trooper Jones acting as the judicial branch prosecutor to offer a plea deal to the defendant? B, is Prosecutor Puckett sending Trooper Jones to offer Mr. Ballin a threat or a plea deal? West Virginia Rules of Criminal Procedure 11E1, the attorney for the state, emphasis added, and the attorney for the defendant or the defendant when acting pro se may engage in discussions with a view towards reaching an agreement that upon entering a plea of guilty or nolo contendere to charged offense or to a lesser or related offense, the attorney for the state, emphasis added, will do the following. Hey, Judge, do you see anything in that rule says the trooper can offer me a plea deal? Can the trooper offer me a plea deal according to West Virginia Rules of Criminal Procedure E1, 11E1? I spelled it out for the circuit court judge right here, McInerney or whatever the fuck his dickhead name is. Fuck you, judge. At trial, Mr. Bowden objected to evidence not given to him in discovery. The magistrate asked Prosecutor Puckett, how long are the videos? Trooper Jones, sitting at the prosecutor table, responded to the judge. 2 videos lasting 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. Magistrate Mitchell affirmed the showing of the video to Mr. Ballin, me. We just saw it. A, all the prosecutor's video evidence appeared to be on Trooper Jones's West Virginia State Police laptop. Trooper Jones asked the prosecutor something to the effect of, do you want to go into the room to play the video? Then Trooper Jones, with his West Virginia State laptop in tow, entered the conference room first. Then Mr. Ballin, then third Miss Puckett. Why is Trooper Jones in the conference room acting as if he's in the judicial branch assistant prosecutor, judge? Oops, a circuit court judge, whatever the fuck your name is. I don't give a fuck what your name is. You are nothing to me, circuit court judge. 25. As Mr. Ballin in the doorway, he looked back over Miss Puckett's right shoulder and observed Lieutenant Looney on the stand pointing at Mr. Ballin. We saw it on the video. Lieutenant Looney then looked at Magistrate and whispered something to him. Why is the fucking dude still on the stand, Magistrate Mitchell? Okay. As Mr. Ballin was standing by the door next to Miss Puckett in the conference room, Mr. Ballin observed Miss Puckett had left the door ajar. So much so that Mr. Ballin could hear Lieutenant Looney and the witness on the witness stand talking, giggling, and conversing with the magistrate while pointing his finger in the direction of the conference room. Why is he still on the stand, Magistrate? Is that court procedure, Magistrate, to let the motherfucker sitting there? Why didn't you say anything to Miss Puckett for leaving the door open, Magistrate? You could hear him. You could hear what come out of that room. Is that proper, Magistrate? 26. While in the conference room, Mr. Ballin and Miss Puckett were standing. Trooper Jones sat down at the table and played 2 videos that were not the correct videos, as Mr. Ballin argued in his objection moments before. Mr. Ballin said to Trooper Jones, just like there was no drone footage you delayed this trial for. Trooper Jones, in an angry and intimidating fashion, told Mr. Ballin, this is a courtroom. And if you continue, I will arrest you for willful disruption of government process. So, Judge, you didn't believe me, did you? Circuit Court Judge. Okay. I immediately sat down. Crimes and their punishments, Article 5, crimes against public justice, intimidating and retaliation against public officers and employees, jurors, witnesses. I am acting pro se. I am an officer of the court at that time, you dickhead. You can't intimidate me by threatening to arrest me, asshole. Fuck you, Trooper Jones. Why would I go back to this court? Why would I go there to fucking be held guilty? Why would I go back to this courtroom? Did you see the way they acted? It is unlawful for a person to use intimidation, physical force, harassment, or fraudulent legal process or official proceedings, or to threaten to do so where such threat is directed at inciting or producing imminent lawless action of a violent nature that could cause bodily harm and is likely to incite or produce such action or to attempt to do so with the intent to impede or obstruct a juror or witness from performing his or her official duty, influence, delay, or prevent the testimony of any person in an official proceeding. Retaliation. It is unlawful for a person to cause injury or loss to person or property or to threaten to do so where such threat is directed at inciting or producing imminent lawless action, blah, blah, fucking blah. Retaliation against a juror or witness for performing his or her official duty. Retaliation against any other person for attending, testifying, participating in an official proceeding, or for production of a record, document, or any other production of a person or official proceeding. Hey, Brandon Mitchell. Why would I go back into this courtroom? While in the conference room, Mr. Ballin witnessed quite a bit of talking. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Ballin observed Miss Puckett purposefully pulling on the doorknob and opening and closing the door slightly. As the video played, the defendant's voice on the video being played was at full volume for all to hear inside the courtroom, including the witness, Lieutenant Looney, the jury, and Magistrate Mitchell. While in the conference room, Mr. Ballin witnessed quite a bit of talking and loud commotion going on in the courtroom due to the fact that Miss Puckett had her hand on the doorknob of the door the entire time inside the private conference room, in brackets, emphasis added. Opening and closing the door slightly depending on the volume inside the sequestered conference room. When the sound in the conference room was loud, Miss Puckett cracked the door open wider. This is how Mr. Ballin was able to witness the sights and sounds of Lieutenant Looney testifying under oath while in the absence of either legal representation. The video was almost over when Mr. Ballin noticed Trooper Jones' laptop had at least 30 more video files that were not originally received in reciprocal discovery from the prosecutor 6 months earlier. Mr. Ballin then proceeded to go into the courtroom and object again. Okay? What happened to this motion? What happened to this motion? Well, 2 months go by. 2 months go by. Hadn't heard a word. I said, fuck it. I'll let him go. I'll let him go. I knew that it was only 5 days that they had to respond. The district court judge. The district court judge, by rule, has 5 days to respond to a motion to disqualify a judge. It took them 2.5 months. So I called the judge this week on Tuesday. Called the judge, circuit court judge. And the secretary told me, oh, he hasn't looked at it yet, but, well, let me put it this way first. I called the court, circuit court. They patched me down to the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor office told me that both of them were recused. The prosecutor, Jason, at the prosecutor's office, told me that both the magistrate and Brittany Puckett were recused. I thought that curious. So I was like, okay, great. They both recused, but that didn't make any sense because it was disqualification. It was a disqualification, not a recusal. So I kept on asking questions from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, calling down there, finding out what the fuck is going on with my trial that's been going on for 1 year and 8 months. The statute of limitations for a misdemeanor charge in West Virginia is 1 year. 1 year. My trial has been going on for 1 year and 8 months. So the statute of limitations has already run its course on my fucking charges. But hey, I'll go along with it. I have a good, strong case, right? I have case law behind me. I have video to prove where I was. I have everything that I need to prove my innocence, which you have to do in a criminal court today, prove your innocence, because everything is stacked against you. So, what happened? Well, I sent this over. 2 months pass. The prosecuting office, Jason, tells me that both the magistrate and Brittany Puckett recused. But I didn't believe that. So I called the Magistrate Mitchell's office, talked to the clerk down there, the secretary down there. She couldn't. The Magistrate Mitchell was out, and so was his aide. So I finally, on Wednesday, called the circuit court again. Circuit court. I said, hey, what is up with my motion? Real nice. I'm nice to these motherfuckers on the phone. I'm not like this to them. I'm really nice and proper and, funny and I'm happy and I'm go lucky. And I'm like, hey, what's going on with my, motion and, what's going on? Well, it's on the judge's desk, she says. It's on his desk after 2.5 months. And I let her know. Well, the rules state that the judge has 5 days to respond to a motion to disqualify. She said, well, that's just the way it is. What can I tell you? It's on his desk. What can I say? He's in trial right now. I don't know. And he's probably going to be in trial tomorrow, too. So whenever he gets to it, he gets to it. I'm like, okay, fine. She said, Friday. So I called today. I called this morning. This is why I'm doing this show now. It turns out that the magistrate read the motion. Now, a few days before, I had asked the same woman that I'm talking to this morning, can you ask the judge why it took him so long to decide on this motion to disqualify? Can you just please ask him why it took him so long to answer my motion to disqualify? None of my other motions have been answered by any of these courts, not the magistrate. None of my motions have ever been answered by any of these courts. Motion to dismiss, can't say any of them. My motion to continue was all right because it was in front of the judge, and I demanded an answer. That's why I called back today. And I asked the woman, I said, did you ask the judge why it took him so long to respond to my motion? Why did it take you so long to respond to my motion? She said, because my motion was really long. My motion was really long, 37 pages. And that's an excuse not to follow the rules, Judge? Dickhead? Really? You took 2.5 months to rule on a motion to disqualify that should have taken 5 days because you couldn't read it in time? But you could read it within 3 days from when I called you on Tuesday, couldn't you, dickhead? So it only took you 2 days to read this and come up with a fucking decision now. Why now? Judge, you didn't have 2 fucking days to read it before, Judge? Dickhead? So you couldn't read that because it was too long for 2 months. But now that I call you and on Tuesday and you find out that it's on your desk, you can read it in 2 days. Congratulations, Judge. You're a smart one, aren't you? Fuck you. So I told the woman, I said, you mean it took him? Really? It took him that long? She's like, well, sir, I don't know what to tell you. She started getting snippy with me. You know how them government workers think that they're sovereign over you, that you don't have a right to question them about why it took so long for something that has rules to them? Apparently, the circuit court in McDowell County doesn't fucking follow the rules either. Fuck you, motherfuckers. So I told that woman, you know what? Here's what you could tell the judge. You could tell the judge that he could kiss my ass. And then I'm going to put you all down there on McDowell County on blast on YouTube. Here I am. I'm blasting them on YouTube. You tell the judge that. You tell the judge that he can kiss my ass, that I'm never coming back to West Virginia, and I'm going to put you on blast on YouTube. So here I am. I'm putting you on blast, Judge. Whatever happens, happens. But I ain't coming back to that fucking court system. Did you see what they did? Fist bumping. The witnesses fist bumping the fucking judge on the stand. Hey, Brandon Mitchell, how are you doing? Can anybody tell me that they would go back to that fucking courtroom? I'm going to go to jail if I go back to that courtroom because it ain't fair. You saw what the fuck happened. At the same time, there are 20 million illegals running around trespassing. Congratulations, judicial system. Congratulations, judge. Congratulations, fucking magistrate. Congratulations, Ricky Bobby Sue Jones. You beat me. You got me. You got me. Congratulations. Don't protect the fucking American citizens. I fought to protect them. What the fuck are you doing? I fought for my fucking country. And you're prosecuting me? Fuck you. Why don't you start fucking prosecuting the real fucking criminals? Is this a game to you? This isn't a game to me. I've given of myself for my country. And this is what it leads to? I swore an oath to defend and uphold the Constitution, just like you, Judge and Magistrate and Ricky Bobby Sue Jones and all you fucking cops out there. Look at delete laws. Did everybody see delete laws? Give me a thumbs up if you watched delete laws go to jail. Now, what do you think I'm going to walk into? They can't fucking extradite me for a misdemeanor charge into West Virginia. They can't come and get me for a misdemeanor charge. I live in Pennsylvania. Fuck you. Why would anybody go back down there after watching what you just got done watching? Yeah, not without a film crew. That's right, John D. Nicola. Okay, if you guys want to come up on the StreamYard, I'm going to invite you right now. Let's talk about this, okay? I'm going to post this link. Come on up. Let's discuss this, okay? Anybody wants to come up, just go ahead and copy and paste that. And you should be able to get in. I'm really interested to hear what you all have to say. John D. Nicola, come on up in here. Nat, come on up in here. Brandon Mitchell, come on up in here. Anybody else that wants to come up, come on up. Ed, for action, come on up. Brent, come on up. Julian, where did Julian Reyes? Good to see you, man. Oregon Rogue, come on up. I want to discuss this with you. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Fuck it. I don't care. You put me in jail. I mean, all right, I got you, John. John, good to see you, man.
Hey, how's it going, Tugger?
It's been a hell of a fucking journey, man. What do you think?
It's a long, hard road, ain't it? It doesn't get easy, any way, shape, or form. And watching what we saw just goes to show you that not only is the judicial system tainted and one-sided. I mean, you got a trooper who's supposed to be a witness in a case, acting as co-counsel with a prosecutor. You got the same witness withholding discovery evidence in a trial, knowing full well that the evidence that you got originally from the prosecutor was nowhere close to what he had on his computer and his laptop. The fact that he had it on his laptop raises serious freaking questions as to his credibility. I mean, I could go on. Realistically, the judge having the ex parte communication with the witness should have been off the stand outside the goddamn courtroom so that he couldn't hear anything. The fact that the prosecutor made sure that the door was open and made sure that audio was up all the way that it could go also taints the witnesses on the witness stand. Even if there was a jury instead of a bench trial, right? Now you just tainted an entire freaking jury. So
the judge is the jury, so he should have been out of the room also.
The whole thing is a goddamn nightmare. It's a literally, and I'm not an attorney, so I want to make that clear. I'm not giving any legal advice.
No, I'm not taking any legal advice from you. I just want your opinion.
In my opinion, the judge should have recused himself immediately after the motion was filed, because any type of what the heck is the word I'm looking for? Not ex parte. Any, not just the ex parte communication, but anything that would have to do with, oh God, I can't think of the word right now. And it's been a long day. I'm trying to think of the word, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But any type of communication or any type of conflict of interest, that's what I'm looking for. Any conflict of interest, right? He should have bounced from this case. Immediately bounced.
There is a rule, John. I want to clarify. There's a step before he recuses himself. He has to give both opposing parties the opportunity to be heard if he had ex parte communication.
Right.
He has to let both parties know that he has information, that he had discussed something with Lieutenant Looney on the stand, And I'm letting you both know, and it's called a right to be heard in that case. So both counsels gets an opportunity to ask the judge what was discussed, ask the witness what was discussed.
Yeah.
And then if they don't, then I have a right to just ask for a disqualification of the judge.
Right.
Which I did.
Again, I think start to finish. I mean, nothing for nothing, but again, you got, like I said, you got the trooper who's supposed to be a witness acting as co-counsel. Why he was in the conference room with you and counsel, I'll never know. That doesn't seem right. Whether he's, all he had to do, if those things were on that laptop, all he had to do was show her how to access it and play the video. That's it. His job is done.
Okay. The problem with that is the data that he had on there wasn't the data that she gave me at discovery 6 months earlier. It was a different thumb drive. There was an hour difference.
Well, and if you look at what I posted earlier under Rule 29 for the criminal rules of procedure, falling under the misdemeanor category, you could have requested the extension, you could have requested the continuance, or any product that he brought forth from that point on is no longer any good. It's like fruit of the poisonous tree. It's got to go.
Absolutely fruit of the poisonous tree at this point.
So essentially what the judge just did is the judge just hamstrung you into being found guilty even before you got to trial.
Right. And what ended up happening is the district court judge, and this is why I'm on here today with video that I captured, that is contempt of court. I audited this court. I did not ask for permission to videotape that. If I did, they wouldn't have acted like that. And I think Ed for Action had said earlier whose videotape this was, and that was mine. Now, I knew that this was not a court of record. I knew that there was no record of this, of the last of my preliminary hearings.
Well, see, that kind of raises a pretty important question. I mean, think about this: where it's not a court of record, anything that was said and done in there, there's nothing, there's no files, there's no way to appeal anything that happens in that court because there's no way to trace the record back. So at some point, when are they going to fix that portion of it? You know, I mean, if you're going to keep the things in the municipal courts and you're going to put them in courts without record, I mean, what is a person supposed to do? You're leaving us no choice but to break the law in order to keep you within the law.
Exactly right. They left me no choice. Joe Cole, gotcha, brother. What's up, my man? Oh, man. Long time no see, Joe Cole.
Love both of you guys, right? Love both of you guys.
Have you been here
What's
for
up,
the
Big
duration,
Joe?
Joe Cole, or you
Good
just
to see you. I watched most of it, but I had to probably skip, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes or something to get to the live, and I saw that you were fucking doing a panel. I was just watching the court case, right? Yeah. So I got to the part where the lady is talking to the cop, and then after that you started talking about how they didn't give you your fucking files and all of that stuff. And if there's more video, I didn't see it.
There is no more video. That I only recorded my trial itself.
Did you show a cross of the cop? Please tell me that wasn't the cross examination, because it would have been horrible. I assumed that was a prosecution, the female talking.
That was the prosecutor.
Who cross examined the cop?
Well, the cop never got up. That was the first witness. I was representing myself.
And you didn't get a chance to ask questions?
No, because I objected to the video that she was about to play, that I never received it in.
And it stopped there? that was the end. Then I probably did see all the video then. Yeah.
Okay, good, good.
So what you saw, Joe, is you saw ex parte communications between the witness, the judge, the bailiff, and the court reporters, all in the courtroom, right? And again, all of these people together can't be doing what they're doing.
That,
You know, I mean,
that's
this is insanity.
It's you was just saying something as I was up and up here about how municipalities are not courts of record. So they can get away with that shit, right? How do you fucking, well, you got it on tape, so you got lucky. Yeah. You muted, you.
Sorry, it's a $50 contempt of court to videotape. Contempt of court's $50. And in West Virginia, if you're charged with contempt, you could go through a jury trial for that contempt. So
Right.
fuck you, motherfuckers down there in West Virginia.
So what happens now, man? Where does the trial stand now?
I'm not going back. It's been a year and 8 months, man. It's a year. It's a year statute of limitations on misdemeanors in West Virginia. Anyhow, it's been 18 fucking months.
They didn't been in contact with you, huh?
No, I mean, no. I mean, today it took it took the district judge 2.5 months to review my motion to disqualify the judge, the magistrate. 37 pages, and the excuse was it was too long. It was too long to read. And I said, but I called you on Tuesday. I called you on Tuesday, and he read it in 2 days to make a decision now.
Ah, very good. Very good. How long could it be?
Now you're telling me, well, he didn't read it for 2 months. He's required to read it within 5 days and make a ruling. That's rules. That's like in your rules, man.
I'm already thinking, do you have a claim of harm? Because you could be trying to get these guys in trouble. They're not following procedure. They figure no one sees them, so they can get away with it.
This is my dilemma. My dilemma is I'm not going to go back down there because, you know, I'm going to be convicted. I'm going to be.
Why do you think? You can't be convicted unless they send you a letter saying this is your trial date.
Well, we'll see what the trial date is.
Yeah. But you're still not going to go. Huh? You're like, fuck.
I ain't going to go back down there. I'm going to go to jail, man.
You got to remember this too, Joe.
Why do you think you're going to look like a slam dunk in your favor?
You got to remember this, though, Joe, right? Right now, as it stands, that video that he just showed everybody, that holds him in contempt. So even if he goes back down there, they're still going to hook him for the contempt. Now, even if it's a $50 fine, he's still going to end up being convicted of a crime.
Matters not. Nigga, pay $50 for that shit. And if they make you sit, do it. If they make you sit, do it. It was so worth it. Motherfucker, that shit will be on every fucking channel on YouTube. And for $50, man, Joe in a contempt charge.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I mean, I haven't made up my mind yet, but
it'll be on mine for sure.
Now listen, I put the GoFundMe together for the $50. I mean, really?
Yes, fuck yeah, I'll kick in right now. Shit.
I've never asked money from anybody. That ain't me, man. I don't beg. I don't ask. I don't do that shit, man.
Yeah, but the thing is you just showed the corruption that's going on in that courtroom with that particular judge, that prosecutor, and that state trooper.
Yeah, you're doing what we asked you to go out there and do.
Yeah,
you're doing it.
I haven't made up my mind yet. Right now, I'm still all I'm emotional about it.
I get it, baby. That's
right. I'm really emotional about it, but I had to get it out there because
brilliant, bro. You did the right
I'll
thing.
give you a hypothetical, man. I'll give you a hypothetical. I know somebody that's dealing with a situation in another state, right? Up until the last 2 weeks, right? Everything that they filed, motions, what have you, everything went through the e-filing system perfectly fine. Then all of a sudden, everything started getting rejected.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have the proper heading. It doesn't have the certificate of service dates, or it doesn't have a certificate of service attached to it. Now, mind you, the e-filing system does this stuff automatically, right? Then they come to find out that they lost the email address, which you're required to put in an email address when you do the e-filing system.
Of course.
Right? They've lost it 3 times in less than 4 days. All of a sudden, the email disappears. You can't tell me that person, and I will say this, they're going against an attorney general in the state that they're dealing with, right?
Yeah.
You can't tell me that it's not set up so that they can screw you over at any time, anywhere they want.
Let me tell you a story. It's only because it's related exactly to the same thing with the e-filing shit. I was going through Texas, dirty as fuck. I'd hit like 3 different dispensaries. And as soon as I crossed the first small town, anyway, I get pulled over for failure to signal, possession of a bowl, and no insurance. And I'm fighting because I had insurance, and the other 2 I'm not going to talk about. Well, I videotaped it. I videotaped him. I saw him. So no, I was not signaling. So anyway, so they know I'm in Chicago. I come back down. I go meet the guy, and then I come back down to request the records and tell him, listen, I could have did this shit over the email. I want you to know how serious I am. I drove here to get this shit in person, and I will be here for every fucking time, everything. And then they sent me a thing saying, just pay the shit. I told them no. Well, fucking then they called me in, and I was like, no, nigga, take it to trial. And then I go back a few months later, they call me back in. And these are all scheduled trial dates, but really it's just meetings in a room with the district attorney. And now he's like, yeah, I know you want some, because now I done put a video up of this shit and everything, right? No, I know you want some of those to go away. Which ones you want to go away? I'm like, all of them, man. I was like, that bullshit, that other shit. He was like, what about the insurance? You got insurance? I like, yes, I had it then. I got the hard copy, the same one that was in my glove box that he didn't allow me to get. I got it on my phone right here. He was like, well, we could throw that out now. I say, no, because this may go to court, and I want to show how a piece of shit he is, blah, 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 blah. And then they sent me back. Then they called me in for another court date. And then I snapped. I got like you are right now, UA, and I told him, I was trying to do shit intentionally. I want every bit of discovery and shit. I started sending them shit, and then they send me something saying that e-file shit is down. It's not working. Blah blah blah. And then that shit. Then when it come back up, I started calling them again. And I forget, I didn't go back up there. Oh, I got the DA, and I say, I told you I want that fucking I want that discovery and blah blah. He like, you got everything I got, and he hung up on me. And then I made motions and requests for the records, motion to dismiss. I did all that shit, and then I call up. I had not seen a judge. This has been a year and a half. I done been up there 4 or 5 times, not seen a judge. And when I called this time after all that paperwork, they put the judge on the phone, and she was like, oh, you know what? We're going to reschedule that date, blah, blah, blah. And I say, well, could you give me a record of that? Email me something. Sir, we're professional. Of course, we were going to do that anyway, blah, blah. The email says, we agree to a continuance or setting a date back. I send them more shit. Agree with who? I didn't ask you to send a date back. It makes me think you guys are having party ex parte communications without me. Who's making these agreements? Who's speaking for me? And I send it with a bunch of more motions, and I get the e-file system is down. I get that shit every 2 weeks. I wonder if this is something, this is a municipality. I wonder if it's like John's talking about. Something's going on.
Well, no, it's the runaround is what it is. It's the circle that they put you in, and they cut you off, and they cut you. You start going, and then they stop you, and you get going, and they stop you.
Yes, and they're doing it to 50 more people at the same time. Where they stop you, they bring other people in.
It's to deter you. It's to wear you down. It's to get you in a position where I'm at right now, saying,
yes,
you,
you're angry. Right? Don't make decisions while you're angry and emotional. Right. There's no place to be making decisions. You know that, I'm
so
sure.
Frustrated, you go, you know what? You throw your hands in the air and you go, I'm done with this shit. I'm out.
Right. That's what they want.
That's exactly what they want. And look, in California, I mean, Joe, you've been out to California, the 148G statute, right?
Yes.
There was a gentleman that was arrested out there. Now in California, now they're trying to say that the DA has up to a year to prosecute on a 148G charge, right?
Well,
On the 148A charge. I'm sorry, 148A charge, right? Well, here's the
what's
problem.
what's A?
Right?
G is ID. What's A?
No, 148G is the subsection that says that recording and words alone are not interference. 148 is the
Okay.
interference charge that they're using.
All right.
But here's
Thank
the
you.
thing. If you don't call every week to check to make sure that you're not in the system, right?
Right.
You're screwed because they could turn around and charge you tomorrow, right? And they could turn around and charge you tomorrow, put the thing through the system. Now all of a sudden you get a warrant for failure to appear. How is that?
Yeah.
How is that a balance of system of the
Even if
justice
you
system?
do call, you don't know anything because they don't have to tell you. They got a year to tell you. You can call every fucking week, and they still got a year before they even have to do anything. And they're certainly not going to tell you if they put a warrant out on you. They'd rather fuck you over and that type of shit.
Yeah, it's like a Texas pocket warrant. Same thing.
Yes, it's horrible, right? That's horrible. That's kind of scary as a cop watcher because you feeling vulnerable, and then to watch my boys get popped, rogue them on pocket warrants over dumb shit. Ooh.
Now you did see the Texas sheepdog got raided this morning, right?
I did not, bro. I've been getting my car looked at.
Kirby, Texas, the chief of police, and them, they raided his house this morning.
He got video of it. What he got? How do you know?
SAXC Perez posted it. He was way down the road. They closed off Jack's Road, the front and back entrances. So, sounds like what happened was he served the entire police department that he served them with no trespass orders in that last meeting they were at, and the chief of police didn't like it. So,
we don't know what he was charged with, do we?
Huh?
Do we know what he was charged with? If they raided his crib, they had a warrant. Do we know if it was electronic?
I have no idea because that hasn't come out yet. They're still waiting to hear from Jack himself and whether or not he's going to be in jail, out of jail, or what's going on.
He's a responsible dude. He's going to find a way to communicate. Someone's going to know. He's on top of it.
You have a link for that, John D. Nicola?
I might be able to pull it up from SAXC Perez's thing this morning. Give me 1 second.
Take your time.
I heard you say you were new to the StreamYard UA. I was going to ask you if you could pull it up and share it and show it, but I didn't want to overwhelm you. And it's difficult.
No. Well, we'll show it as soon as we get it. I kind of tried to look it up real quick here, but
listen, I'm going to jump down for 1 minute. I'm going to pull the link and then I'll pop back up. Okay.
All right. Mm-hmm. If he has a link for me, it'd just be easier for me to do it that way. My mind is all fucked up right now.
I get it. I dig it.
It's been a long haul, man. I'm telling you. And
listen, let me give you some good words, man.
Go ahead.
I remember the vid. It's been probably years since I've seen it, but I remember the vid. I put a clip or a short of it somewhere. It looked like you were on stupid solid ground. Matter of fact, I don't even think I knew it was you when I saw that vid. Now I've come to know you. I was just like, this is the craziest arrest ever. So you did the right thing when you decided then I'm going to fight. They're trying to discourage you, man. Stay fighting and lean on us for whatever it is, bro. Advice, if not else.
I'm 2-0 in criminal case. I'm 2 wins and no losses.
Don't let them get
cases, man.
Very good.
I'm 2-0 in criminal cases. This is going to be my third. This is going to be my third.
This is the arrest. You were like across the street, and dude said, I don't even remember. He arrested you super fast, bro.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to get your booby, John D. Nicole. Damn, I got two.
He pouring bomb this show.
I'm trying to. Yeah, we had some disappointment this week. One of my wife's best friends, known her all her life, passed away from a heart attack.
Sorry, man. I tell your wife my condolences too.
Thank you, bro. I'm just trying to get ready to head over to the celebration of life for her. So that's why I said.
Can I change the subject? This is a total change of subject, but I need to tell somebody. It is really weird. I don't know if you cats even believe in chemtrails, but my wife is a big believer in it, so I've been watching it for months now, and it's some validity to it. And I'm even to the point now where I watch, and when the skies are really fucked up with chemtrails, and you know what they are. People act different and short-tempered the next day. It's weird. I've been keeping track of it. But the only reason I brought it up is there has been chemtrails. There's still planes flying everywhere, but they're like normal contrails that disappear behind the planes everywhere. But the ones that stay and linger and turn into clouds haven't been happening. So you guys look up from time to time. Maybe you're getting a break on the chemtrails too. If it's something to it, I don't know. I like to investigate shit for myself because I was a firm no, get the fuck out of here with that shit. But damn, every time they do, sure enough, everybody around me, everybody on the internet acts fucking weird, like they're short tempered. And when it stops, everybody seems to go back to normal. Just keep an eye out for that shit.
Must be something in the water.
It certainly is.
In the water that they're dropping from the plane, that water vapor.
That's right. I've in studying that shit, I found that they tell you they've been good at it, weather modification and making clouds, and then they spray stuff on them and all of that. They say it's for our interest and shit like that.
It's called seeding.
Cloud seeding, yeah. And some of the chemicals they put in it, it makes no sense though. Aluminum, lithium, I think it is, radium, weird
right.
shit.
Yeah, I got you. I've read up on that.
It's like the fluoride. I remember reading where I'm not trying to get too political here. It just happened to be Hitler's granddad who proposed putting it in the water way back then. So this would have probably been the 30s or 20s or something. And they called him a monster and said he was crazy for that shit. He had balled out for it. And now it's common. And you read the toothpaste thing. It said if you ingest this shit, it's poison. Call somebody. But then you tell us put it in your water. It's fine. What purpose?
Fluoride.
Yeah, fluoride. What purpose could it possibly serve?
You know what's funny, Joe? I used to scuba dive, right? And when I first bought my scuba mask, right, the first thing the instructor told me was to put toothpaste in it and let it sit in there for a few minutes. And what that does is it stops the inside of the mask from fogging up when you're diving.
It works too, man.
Yeah.
Once you do that, yeah, go ahead.
With Dawn dish liquid also.
There's a bunch of shit you can do it with. I was about to say, and once you do, you'll never go back to the other, to not doing it. And it's not even a thing. You used to spit in there and never going back after you do that. It's the difference is so big.
What was I just going to say? Oh, talking about putting stuff in water. I think the Romans started doing that, or even before that, it was.
I've heard that
the Hittites or some shit like that.
Yeah.
3000 BC and shit. They were saying, "Hey, we got to storm that city. How do you do it without killing a bunch of soldiers?" Well, poison their water.
Right. Who would not? I mean, if it's too simple, who would not? It's too logical. It's too simple. These guys are always angry. Just put a little shit in there, and we know it's in their psychology because many times they done tried to put shit in food to women to keep them from wanting to have sex. Inmates, it was tossed around to the public in general. So we know they have an inclination to dumb us down.
Rumor in boot camp they put that shit in the
military. I forgot about that.
To stop that from rising in the morning.
I forgot about the military. We know they will put some shit in there.
You talking about that saltpeter again?
That saltpeter, yeah.
Again, you say. I heard about it, bro.
Well, how do you think the Blitzkrieg happened so nicely and quickly? They freaking gave them men methamphetamine, man.
Yes,
that went for weeks.
Yep. We know what they think about us, man. And also, I was looking up Operation Sea Spray, where they sprayed some type of bacteria on the people in San Francisco, I think it was. To test it, to see how it would affect and what it would adhere to for later on to do it to the enemy. And there were 46 or 47 other experiments they did that they'd spray on their own people before they do it on an enemy. And they came out with.
All you have to do is look at them soldiers out there in the salt flats of Nevada when the nuclear bomb went off. They tested on their own troops for
Oh, wasn't it right?
They all pop up out of the foxhole like, oh shit, no.
Woo, that was
Right
incredible. Yes, they don't care, bro. They do not care.
They don't give a fuck. They don't.
No, it's to their advantage. It's to their benefit too. If you had all these people who were just really good sheep, and you could tax them at any rate, and you could charge them for crazy shit. You could tax the same dollar when they earn it, when they spend it, whatever they buy it on, you could tax that. If they buy a car with it, you could tax that car, make them get licensed.
It's called a value-added tax.
Value-added tax?
VAT tax.
Fat tax, because I need a short word to call
down
it.
The tree, the gas, the everything that the logger uses is taxed. You cut the tree down. The lumber mill is taxed. The manufacturer of the furniture is taxed. You're taxed. And then if you go to resell it, then who knows.
If you're that dumb and you fall for this type of shit, even when you buy a car and land, it's not even yours. Someone else holds the titles to these things. Then that works in my favor. Why would I want these guys to change and smarten up and start asking questions? I'm going to get them every soap opera, hip hop, housewives, trans versus straight, black versus white, left versus right. Shit, I'm going to keep them dancing and happy and Marvel movies. Pumping these cats to no end. You shitting me? I'd never in that.
They're Polish strings. They're an orchestra that just they just all these different pieces are so harmonious and it sounds good to them. But we're fucked. We don't hear that music that they.
And they'll tell you, man, this is the way they think. Because I've had to talk to a lot of not just cops, people, period, politicians and people of so-called power, DAs, judges, or whoever the fuck. And they'll tell you in a heartbeat that one person, your opinion does not really matter. They want to know who you represent and how many people you have behind you. And that's all that matters. When I started this, before I even had a channel, they tell you, listen, go get 1,000 signatures. If I wanted to bring up something about my block, you got to get 80% of the people on the block to sign a piece of paper before you can even come talk to me. You don't really have your redress. Your word means nothing. They don't have it where you could go in there and change something. That's not their idea.
All you're doing is putting down all the people that they want to target. That's it. That's all. They got a list of you motherfuckers now.
Yes. Speaking of, I stopped going to my community meetings because, and I was already signing fake names, Abraham Lincoln and shit like that, James Madison. They got caught running everybody's name who attends the meetings and shit in Chicago, the police, and it was all in the newspapers and shit. I figured that, man. I mean, these are the people who are trying to be active in the community and help. It ain't disgruntled motherfuckers like me. These are mostly sheep, and they still running all they fucking names, mostly old people and shit.
Ed for action, got it right. They want you sitting in front of that television cheap.
Damn right.
Some motherfuckers last forever now, too.
Right.
Well, listen, gents, I'm sorry. I got to cut out. I'll catch up with you guys later on. Stay safe.
You as well.
We'll catch you later.
Hey, don't forget. Yeah.
Man.
Sorry. All right. Well, thank you guys. Take care.
You as well.
Much love, man.
Bye.
That's what made me think of that chemtrail shit. How people's moods. His shit's legit. Someone died. Can't be a chemtrail. But it made me think about him being depressed. Made me think about all depression and shit. It looks like in mood changes I see.
Well, I stay in my bunk hole. Look, I don't breathe that air out there. I haven't left my house in about 3 months, man. Really, seriously.
I just showed your shit.
There, man.
I just showed your shit to my girlfriend within the last week or something. And I was showing her how all the underground, I'm like, that's why he's underground all this. She didn't notice. You had your shit up where it looked like you're in the jail, I think. And she like, what the fuck is he doing? I'm like, yeah, he never comes up, bro. Yeah, look at this. And I was rewinding and show the entrance. You're walking in with the echoey footsteps and the doors closing. Yeah,
Damn, Joe, I thought you would like my horticulture room.
the horticulture room, right? All of them. I love it. And the sound effects and shit.
That's all developed by me. I'm a one man production crew.
Yes.
And I love my country.
Very good.
I love the premise of my country, of being free to speak your mind and to live freely but you know, I was a bootlicker a long time ago and back to blue. And but so every time I interacted with them, it was never a relationship of equals. It was always
very good.
Here, right?
Very good.
And
good point, bro. I'm gonna write that down. That's a very good point.
So did you see that video of the old lady that got pulled over by that female cop? It just came out yesterday or the day before. 73-year-old woman. I think James Madison did it interview with her. What these cops don't, and the judges and the government elected officials don't realize, is that day by day, not only because of auditing and cop watching and all of that, but just the general interaction of normal people with police leaves a really bad taste in their mouth afterwards.
Yes.
They are no longer just going home and saying that was just a random must have had a bad day or some other exterior other reason why that cop treated me that way.
Right.
Now they're going home and they're watching TV and they're seeing it. The exact same thing that happened to them.
They can't think it was some type of anomaly or something.
It reinforces their opinion that isn't a rarity anymore.
Yes. What you just said about people, that interaction with on an equal plane, I think I'm going to focus on those people. Those might be the people who I need to be after. The others will take care of themselves, and I'll pay attention to them too. Someone texted me. I don't want to lose my fucking thought. But the people, if I could explain to them, or are you really as equals? Because they think, my interaction with the cop was great. They didn't give me shit. But were you on equal footing? Were you equals? Could boss him around, do this, do that? Were you able to talk to him? I was eye to eye, or did he see you as less? And as long as you remained there was no fucking problems, which is what most interactions are. I'm going to definitely key and focus on that and think about it in my head.
I saw what happened to Chili the other day.
Yeah.
Now, you go into a courtroom, you don't act up like that. You know that I didn't like that about him, but he was trying to play the delete laws game.
He knew the camera was there.
Thumbing up to the judge while he's being, you had 90 days suspended, brother, and you're thumbing up when the judge is telling you that you must hate all cops, right? And he's like, "Yep, thumbs up, I hate them all."
Yeah.
Shut your fucking mouth and argue in the courtroom, argue with your rebuttals, argue with your
because you said you're the constitutional law scholar. Here's a chance to prove it. Harp on the laws, beat the tables with the laws. What are you doing with he's a pig, I hate cops, tyrant this? What are you wasting time, bro?
Wasting time. And it's giving the prosecutor ammunition. It's getting the judge is the one that said, 90 days.
Let's be honest. You got to take into consideration that the judge is not a robot. I know you should not, if the officer should not go after you because he's angry and add extra tickets, but it's a real thing. You don't think it's a real thing that if the judge get pissed off, she's gonna give you extra tickets too? I mean, calculate that shit into there.
Listen, this is a different environment that we're talking in now. I can say, fuck you, magistrate. I can say, fuck you, district attorney. But when I get into the courtroom, I know what the fuck I'm doing. I know how to argue. I know how to cross-examine. I know the games that they play. You keep it civil. You saw my video. You saw the video just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I kept my mouth shut, even though she was leading the witness constantly. There's no need to object to a leading question at that point, because I knew that she was going to present one video that I could object to, and let's see where it goes. And here we are.
When you objected to that video, I heard her give her lie. No, he got it all. Then she left and came back. Yeah, Your Honor, if he saw one, then he had all the videos. I must have fast forwarded there, and I just saw like cop sitting there talking, and you couldn't really hear what the fuck they were saying, so I was fast forwarding that. How did it end? You objected. Did the judge come back and say something? I missed it if she did.
The judge come back, and he said that there's already been 2 continuances, one by each side.
Yeah.
And whenever I first got charged, he sent the hearing date to my wrong address in North Carolina. So he put a bench warrant out for me. And when I got to court, he rescinded the bench warrant because he realized he made a mistake.
He realized then or before?
He realized before
I
got there that he sent it to the wrong address. So that was a 3-month delay. So 2 times out of 3 times that the trial was delayed was because the government delayed. Another interesting thing about it is the prosecution delayed with a motion to continue based upon drone footage that Trooper Jones was going to get from the state trooper.
Very good. Very good. Did you ever get that footage?
I filed a motion. To quash their motion to continue based upon they have no drone footage.
Right. Where is it, Devin?
Months later, when I get my evidence and discovery, there's a little purple sticky note on the thumb drive in an envelope that said there is no drone footage. I said, see? Okay. So now Trooper Jones told the prosecutor that he had drone footage that he was going to get, that he needed the trial continued.
Yes.
I knew there was no drone footage because I'm there and it's a beautiful fucking blue sky day and I don't see no fucking drones flying. You could hear them fucking drones flying. You could see them on a clear blue day.
The judge should have asked if there was equity there, which there is not, because if you'd have said it, the judge would have asked, how did you know there's drone footage? Who has this? What is the person's name? And what are the odds of you getting it? You can't just say, yeah, I'm going to get some drone footage. I need a continuance.
No, the drone footage, he said he was contacted by the state trooper. No, I'm sorry. That the state trooper forensics laboratory has drone footage and they're going to download it for me next week. We need a continuance.
Very good. I'd wanted that paperwork. I'd wanted that communication. All right.
I got the motion to continue at least from the prosecutor. She sent that via email 3 days before trial. But anyhow, it's crazy.
You're teaching me because, you know, this is my first time. Last time I got arrested, I still didn't know shit. You know, I could have got a lawsuit out of it. The car to stop was over with, and they arrested me. I told the lady to suck my dick, and they arrested me on that shit. I didn't know shit then. So now these are just tickets, but I'm fighting them for 2 years now. And this is, you know, how I'm learning and shit like this. This is my first foray into this shit. And you know, you and John
Pro se
talking.
litigant.
Yes, of course.
Pro se.
Yep.
All I can say is, you know, I've watched you a lot. You're a really intelligent individual. I think you're capable of learning quickly the rules and procedures. It's a manual. You got the manual in front of you. Read it and do it, man. Do it.
All right. I also got. I'm fortunate. I got some really good guys with me, right? Otto the Watchdog and Liberty Freak are in the next room. And they help me a lot. Not to mention, like the Rogue now, we got a group chat. I can always throw shit into the group chat, and they'll give me advice and shit. But these guys, they're very Eric Brandt and them crew. They are very litigious, man. Woo, my God.
Well, that's Eric Brandt. You know, I don't agree with everything that Eric Brandt said or did, but you know, you could hate an individual but still learn from that. I hate Saul Alinsky and his premise, his whole theory. It's Marxist theory, but I use Saul Alinsky in court.
Right.
I'm using Saul Alinsky right now by calling him a dickhead, you fucker.
Right, I get
That's
it.
Saul Alinsky. When I said Ricky Bobby Sue Jones, that's Saul Alinsky.
Right. I get you. I agree. I saw that shit when I looked into it. Everybody was hating them so much. I came with the same conclusion. Some of these are good arguments that will work anywhere. If you throw out all the emotional shit, some of these are good arguments that will work anywhere.
There are two books on how to maintain power. The Prince by Machiavelli and Saul Alinsky, Rules for Radicals. Okay. All Saul Alinsky did was updated the Prince.
And I'll tell you, he's just, they're both just stating facts, kind of. I don't suggest you necessarily go with the mentality that's involved with it, because they're Machiavellian shit. The same thing. The Prince, it's the same thing. It's telling you that a smile will work for this, will work for that. When the best to use it to your advantage. It's true, but it could get pretty underhanded and shit like that. Right?
The premise of Machiavelli is it's better to be feared than loved. Because love gets you your head cut off.
If you want to be king, motherfucker, if you really want to be that guy, these are the rules, motherfucker. Or else you just playing around because everybody else playing by these rules. Jeez, that was brutal shit.
Right. That's exactly right. You're too nice of a guy. They're running all over you. And Machiavelli was in prison when he wrote The Prince because his king got deposed. And guess what? Whenever he got out of prison, that's whenever he took the book and said, "Here you go, King. If you don't want it to happen again, this is what you need to do."
I didn't know that part, yo. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's another one. I'm sorry. That's a third one. Thank you, John D. Nicola. The Art of War by Sun Tzu. I use it all the time, too.
Yes, there's another one.
The sleight of hand, never go into battle unless you have to. Always use diplomacy first. And if you have to go to battle as 10 times more vicious than your enemy, not only to eradicate your enemy, but to send a warning signal to the other people that want to fuck with you, that this is what will happen to you if you fuck with me. Vlad the Impaler was beautiful at that. Vlad the Impaler made an art of sticking a fucking rod up somebody's ass and weaving it between all the organs, not to puncture or damage any of it, because they wanted you alive while you were on that stick.
And when you went to visit him, you would see that for miles before you got there. The roads were lined with people.
They would go out there and they would feed and water them people just to keep them alive. The fucking shit would heal around the stick. Their butthole would heal around the stick.
The other shit you were just talking about, something else. Oh, the Art of War. Diplomacy. He beat on that. If you ain't read it, and I see you have, the very beginning, it is all about do not go to war. Never, ever. If you use a weapon, you've already failed. He beats that. He drives that home. He even tells a story about about the 3 greatest warriors in the kingdom. One uses a bow and arrow, one uses a sword, and the other one is the thinker. And the crowd, the people outside, I say, I like the sword, I like the bow and arrow guy. They go to him and they say, who's the best? We can't decide. And they say the third guy. He say, but the problem is, if you're not as smart as he is, you can't even see what he's doing. But he is saying that guy would tell you if you've pulled a sword, you've already lost a battle. He's like, that guy is way greater. He spent a lot of time telling you, but now he's like, but if you must go, this is what you will do. If you're small, you will hit and retreat. If it's your land, you will use every bit of, if you're fighting a group of people, he went into detail, and the smoke goes up and hits on a curve, they're on horseback. If it goes straight up, they're on foot. If you can't see them, you can see the dust that they're kicking up, and he know what force is coming after them. He went into detail, bro.
Hey, Nude Guru, my favorite nude individual on
That's
the
so
internet.
man.
Good to see you.
That's so man.
Haven't
Yo.
seen Nude Guru in a long time, man. Good to
Guru,
see you.
I'll be honest with you. I only read like half of what you sent me when you was like, I hope you have a good Zoom feature. I read it with Phoenix. It's like the first half and shit. Yeah.
You know, Sun Tzu, you play by the rules until you can't play by the rules anymore. And that's whenever you go to war. You know, the diplomacy rules. You know, you even to the point where you marry off 5 of your fucking daughters.
Yes.
People over there.
Yes.
What more do they want?
And he say this what people miss. He say the battle is won in the planning room. You know, it's not won on the field. You have to have a good plan. That's where you win the war.
Do you know how many hours that I've spent with these people in my chat? Most of them are standard to me. I see them everywhere else on occasion also, but I have a core of followers here that come to my show almost every show because they're diehards. I'm not the easiest person to watch because my length of my show is so in depth that people today like the shorts.
It fits a certain,
to fully understand a given subject, you got to know it all, you know, and if I don't know it all, I know John D. Nicola would give me an answer because he has a great
chat can help out.
All of these people have helped me win twice.
Yeah, very good.
Hundreds of hours with these people in preparation to go to war.
John, can you show me the arrest that resulted in the video I'm watching? It's been at least a couple years. Yeah, the one that arrested where you were in court for. It's been at least a couple of years for me.
All right, here we go.
A criminal investigation, you have to identify yourself on police.
I got sound, no picture.
Court law on that.
There is Supreme Court law.
So walk over to my car.
All right, this is the beginning.
A license. If the government put a bicycle lane in here, it'd be different, or a sidewalk.
Like I said.
Otherwise, I can't walk on the road because it's illegal.
No,
I have to
pause.
Sure, there is.
No, there's not.
Okay.
All right. I remember something about a dispute with your camera being on that property. This is the camera in question?
That's it.
Clearly not on their property. All right, you can continue.
Did you took your driver's handbook, right? You took your driving test. And I'm sure in the driving book it says you have to yield. I'm 55
years old, man.
Then you know you have to yield to pedestrians. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so if I'm walking on the road like this, that's yielding to pedestrians.
You have to walk on the easement.
Again.
Otherwise, you could get a ticket for walking in.
He wants you to walk on the highway?
There is no sidewalk provided, so
exactly.
I have to walk
So
here.
there wouldn't be a citation there. Okay.
All right.
So again, what we're trying to figure out is if there's a trespassing complaint. Do you understand that? There's no law against you filming or anything like that.
You tell me under threat of arrest, I'm being
trespassed. Did I say that? I never said that. Let's
just cut to the chase.
I said I'm investigating a trespassing complaint. Okay, that's what we're trying to figure out here. So, like I said, you video.
Let me
there's
tell
no
you.
issue with that. Okay. But right
If
now we're here
you
to
are
investigate.
threatening me that you're going to arrest me for trespass,
I never said
I
that.
will leave and I will take this up in court, in a civil court with you and the government.
And again, that's what
No.
we're going to do.
These are the last resorts we have to use when we want to do an investigation on a prison.
No, sir. The
I'm an
investigation.
I'm an investigative journalist.
Do you have your ID on you? Do you have your investigative?
Do you need a
Do you have your investigative journalist papers?
for First Amendment speech?
No, sir. But if you're,
It's the same thing. The press is the First Amendment, dude.
Yes, but normally with the press and everything, they have IDs,
That's
right?
mainstream media. That's not press.
No, that isn't, sir.
Yes,
Anytime
sir.
that
No.
you have to show ID. You have to show ID when you go
No,
to
you
public
don't.
things.
You
do.
What,
Because I work
what government entity issues the press pass?
Again, sir, I'm trying to decide whether or not
I'm an
you're
investigative
trespassing.
You're
journalist
doing well. You're killing it,
on
fam.
this jail.
Okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Have you set up appointments to talk to anybody?
Don't
or
have
anything
to.
like
That's why we have the First Amendment right to the press.
Yes, exactly. But
Just
if you're
like we
gonna
have the
speak
right to say
somebody-
fuck you if we want to. Not saying you.
Yes, I understand
Right?
that. But do you understand? I'm here to.
I don't need a license to film.
No.
Filming is not illegal.
I'm not saying-
Investigating and disseminating information as the press do not need a press pass.
No, sir. There's no law.
Of
against
course
filming.
not.
So again.
So now
I'm asking
you ask me for a press pass, and I am not going to give it to you because I don't need one.
Did I? Okay, you don't have to give it to me. Again,
All
how
right.
did
So let's break it down.
again?
I
we're
got
here on a
places to be. I
trespassing
got other
complaint.
places to be. I got other places to film. So if you're going to threaten to trespass me,
Again,
Ain't
we're
nobody
here
I
to
will
investigate.
leave.
So again, I'll need to see your driver's license.
there's
This-
no. I did not break any law.
First of all, let me break something down for you. Under the state
I
of
did
West
not break any
Under
law.
the state of West Virginia, I can just not
That's
ask
not
you.
true.
It is.
You have to have reasonable, articulable suspicion
A
to
trespass.
ask for. Listen, you
Well,
know. Uh-oh, what happened to the sound?
I wonder if I remember.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go. Can you hear it now?
Yep.
What's his deal?
Okay.
He's
This lady right here,
There's a couple of them that's
she
been
is supposedly the active warden,
on.
acting warden,
Okay.
and my arrest is coming up real soon.
Was that full blast?
Leave behind your back. Put your other hand back here, please. See your cuffs? He's a bigger guy. I don't want his.
Thank you.
I don't want him. Also take his GoPro and his phone. That's going to be taken as evidence. We'll get a search warrant for it as well.
Trying to scare you.
That you talk.
Yes, it is.
I'll adjust them. I'll lock them down on you. Okay.
My license is in my car. If you would let me get it, I would.
We're past this, sir. I tried to explain
All
to
right.
you.
All right. Now, everybody knows once you are arrested, you must identify, correct?
Correct. And you just offered. You did a 10 out of 10. You told him if it's a trespass, I'll leave. And that's you're explaining to him that it's already the law, but you're doing him a favor by telling him that shit. You're giving him the opportunity to give you the trespass warning. He didn't take advantage of it. And you put it out there, which is great on your part. You told him under threat of arrest. You told him you would ID once you put the cuffs on you, and a host of other things. I thought you hit every fucking point, which smoking weed, so it's not coming to my memory.
That's all right. I get that too. That memory block, but only on specific weeds. If I'm on,
Yeah.
people, I don't remember every fucking thing.
Yes, I got specific mixtures and weeds for specific things. Like now, when I'm editing, which is what I'm doing right now, I got a good indica hybrid mix where your memory sucks, but your creativity is through the fucking roof.
And your focus.
Yes. Some shit you wouldn't want to do on this shit, like what would cause a lot of facts and you use a lot of memory shit. You wouldn't want to smoke this weed or that. Like you say, you might want to try sativa for that. And you look like Einstein.
Yeah. So the
I think I pretty much seen what I needed to see there. And that was not the arrest that I was thinking of, so I'm glad you showed it to me. You were on like
was a
super
federal-
side. Don't you dare fuck this up. Don't
That-
you
that was-
dare. You
that
don't
was a-
see. Go
that
ahead.
was a federal penitentiary.
Yes. Shit. I should say this. Now, that's old. I don't think such law existed, but there is a state and someone, rogue or somebody, found out the hard way where you can't even film the prison. And he lost and so. And I don't know how much I investigated it, but it is a thing.
What?
And-
That you can't film a prison?
Yes. And everybody we've knows done it, and you've been able to rely on what you just did there forever. But somebody in some state somewhere, they made a law where you cannot film the prison or the prisoners, I think.
Well, that's federal. That's a federal prison. So, you know,
So still,
they
yeah,
can
yeah,
fall under
yeah.
federal guidelines there,
Very good, very
which
good,
is,
very good,
you know, DHS memo.
very good,
You
very
know,
good. Yes, thank you. And you're a smart motherfucker, you. Yeah. So I think you're in the clear. And either way, you're in the clear. I was looking at what is his name? John, whatever fucking John name is. Felix video where a dude told him get out the car. And he was like, nope, I don't feel safe. Back then, it worked. But now with Mims versus Pennsylvania and his other ruling, when they tell you to get out the car, he'd had to get out the car. So
yeah, the Terry stop of automobiles.
yeah.
Hey, if anybody wants to get up on the StreamYard, I just posted the link. Just go ahead and click on it, and I'll get you up here. And hopefully, I won't get your nipple in there. Like I
Yeah, don't pour bomb us like the last.
So I know, don't fuck this one up, but I had to release this today because I had to. They forced me to release that trial because I know that if I didn't release it, nobody knew what actually happened in the first trial. Or it's not the first trial, it's still a trial. And see, that's another interesting thing about this case is that there was already testimony given. So how can we go back into that same courtroom knowing what they know and it be a fair trial? It can't be a fair trial knowing that what we know now. But if I wouldn't have released that video, nobody would have known that Lieutenant Looney on the stand was privy to the information prior to it even being accepted as evidence. Which means now this shit should be kicked out. No matter, give me my $50 fine and kick this shit out. Give me a V.
Hey, I just put my number in a private chat. I want you to give me links to whatever videos you're talking about, and tell me, text me. I hate emails, shit. I get too many of them. And tell me more about that part. What information was he privy to, and why did it benefit you or hurt you? I mean,
well, it hurt me because the door was open. That judge sent us into that room or asked us to be sequestered so that I could review the video that was possibly able to be entered into evidence.
right? Okay.
Okay. There was
You were in that room.
There was an objection by me.
Yeah.
Which means that nobody can should hear, especially the witness on the stand, nor the jury, who the judge was. He's a bench trial, should be able to hear anything that comes from that room, the discussions, or any of that. Since Looney pointed to the door and he said, see, that's the way he is. That right there gives him pre-knowledge of what is about to come prior to it being entered into evidence.
All right, explain. Looney is the cop
on the stand. He's the lieutenant that's on the stand. He's the security guard.
So he's outdoors, though, right? He should be outside. He shouldn't be part of the sequestered group,
he should
right?
Be gone. He should be.
Right.
He should be out in the hallway.
How do you know he's pointing to a door? You're in the room, right?
But don't you see the video?
I must have missed that part. You had the video showing him outdoors?
No. On the stand. Whenever the video was being played, he looked at the judge and said, see, this is the way he is. That can't be.
I don't understand.
He's testifying to the judge about how I am when both of us are out of the room.
But you're okay. I'm assuming, maybe I'm making some assumptions. I'm assuming now, later, during the trial or something, they're playing the vid after it's been cleared. And then as he's looking at the vid, he tells the judge, see, this is the way he is. That's not what's going on.
No, We were
Right.
sequestered in a room with the door supposedly closed.
How can he talk? Oh, the judge was outside too.
No, they were both in the room. Do you want me to play the video, the trial
Yeah,
again?
please, because that's the
All right,
weed.
I'm gonna
I
play the trial
apologize if I
again.
appreciate your patience.
No,
Yeah,
no, that's what I'm here to do. Let
I
me
need
get
to
it.
understand that. If I'm gonna tell you a story, I need this part's crucial. I can
Go
tell
ahead, tell me
because
the story while I get this video up.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, this part's
I
obviously
say myself, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
this part's obviously important. And I'm trying to see if they are
Then
the judge
blue line
now.
player is in the bunk hole. Holy shit, the blue line player. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, help me.
This is how he is.
Help me. What am I missing, Thin Blue Line? What am I missing? How come I don't understand how this is such a big deal? And I'm not picturing something right. If you heard us talking, it seems to me like the judge and them are outside of the room, and him and the cop, I don't know if they're in the room or out the room, and him and the cop are talking. The cop say that's how he is. It sounds like, hell, he know who you are. He know how you are. That's saying they can see the video inside the room. But how would you have video of them outside the room?
They heard the video from inside the room out into the courtroom.
How do you know they heard it?
Full volume.
How do you know they heard it?
It's in because I'll show you the video again.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
What have I been telling you? They do what they want to do to you, man.
Power
gotta
does
listen
what
to
it
me.
wants.
The Thin Blue Line Slayer is a brother of mine, Joe Cole, man. I love that man like a brother.
I see him all over the place.
Man. Okay, here we go.
I got hundreds of videos I just ain't never put up.
I said that on multiple occasions. Yeah.
I handle too many cases.
And how long have you been with FBI McDowell?
13 years.
Prior to that, were you with any
This
other
beginning, I saw this.
correctional facility?
I spent 5 years at King Mountain.
Okay.
In Virginia.
Well, God mercy, that wasn't a bite to even taste it. Then when I bited those.
Here we go into the room.
Okay, that's the
I'm gonna
room
pause
on the
this.
bottom corner. That's the room you're in, yeah?
Okay, I'm going to pause this.
And
That's
your
correct.
camera's still in the court. Okay, I see what's going on. All right.
Okay, these are hidden cameras that I brought into the court.
All right.
One is in my bag down here in the bottom left.
Thank you. I was about to miss the most important part of the fucking story. I see where you're going now.
This is Lieutenant Looney, the guard at the prison. Okay, we just walked into the room. Okay, now because the judge had ordered a sequestration in order for me to view the video that is in question that I argued that I never received in an original discovery.
Very good.
Okay, so here we go.
I can't hear what they're saying.
That's me in the room talking. That's why it's
Oh my God.
This is what he does. This is how Mr. Boat.
Oh,
He
wow.
says this is what he does to
This
the
is what
bailiff.
This is what he does.
He's talking to the bailiff. This is what he does. Did you see him?
I did. Yeah, I saw it and I heard that part.
Arguing with the fucking prosecutor that I didn't receive these videos. I said in the room, that's what you said I can't hear. That was me in that behind the closed door, and you could hear me.
Clearly, and he could clearly hear you because he's commenting on it.
And he's right across from the room, straight across. He could, so he talks to the bailiff. See, this is what he does. Now watch how he interacts. whenever the volume.
Gee,
Whenever
you're such a bad guy, man. You're such a horrible person.
I am.
Sneaky
So
fucking
stupid.
microphones and video.
All right, here we go.
Well, I'm telling you, if you got the sunrise, you got all of
But I never received this video. I have never received this video.
I'm gonna watch it right now. It's on your phone.
It's a little bit behind the top and bottom video. Sorry.
Okay. Look like the door's cracked open.
Nobody mentioned the cop with the donut yet. I've been waiting for somebody out there in the fucking audience in the chat to fucking say the motherfucker's eating a donut. Look at him. Go figure. Stereotypical, shit. Here we go.
Well, God mercy, that wasn't a bite to even taste it. Then when I bite a donut, I gotta go all the way to the middle, the first bite. You go all the way to the center and then you eat rails.
The motherfucker reached and fist bumped the fucking woman across the judge. The judge is allowing this man to reach across him to fist bump the woman, the fucking the clerk. A knuckle bump. Right. Tell me that's a protocol. Tell me that's etiquette.
Equity. Tell you it's equitable. It's not.
Here we go.
Hey, pause the tape. Pause for a second. Yeah, come on.
Uh-oh. Joe had to go do something. He told me to pause, so of course I'm going to pause. Thin Blue Line Slayer, what's going
on, brother? Hey, I told you, man. They do what they want in that courtroom. That judge owns that courtroom. He does what he wants in that courtroom, or he or she. The cops get up on the stand and lie. They do whatever they want to, and nothing happens except you go to jail, and they're good to go home and go to sleep in their nice, cozy fucking bed.
What's the answer, Thin Blue? Some people say sue them into oblivion.
Yeah, good luck finding an attorney. Good
I
luck.
know, right? I know,
Good luck.
right?
And good luck trying to get all your paperwork done for a federal lawsuit.
Yeah. Good luck on that, because on my video, they dismissed my case. See if I could find a fucking lawyer. I couldn't find a lawyer to sue him.
Right. I know it's a problem. Yeah.
So what we're going to see is as soon as the video starts to play, that door crack a little bit more and more open.
Okay.
And the volume come up real high. Now watch how the loony reacts to this video that he shouldn't be hearing right now.
Right.
You're savoring it for some reason.
Master court.
The judge is on the phone.
Because he ain't getting out no that one. They're all in one file.
You could hear me talking through the door.
Okay. Your 80 football on it.
Yeah, I appreciate going. I've been trying to walk around.
Okay.
Let me go back and have my blood drawn checked. I did look at couple pills. I ain't took the pills yet. They sneaking at him. Oh, he's not. He's being right out.
He let me know I've been in corrections something new day off.
How old are you?
18.
Oh my God, I've worked here for 18 years.
I got told anymore. I got double the number of years in that sheriff's office here that you bill.
September will be 8. Really? Yeah, next month will be 18 years I've been here.
It'll be 39 for me. It's 29. How many more you got for that?
Huh?
How many more you got for that?
I guess it's my age and my years of service equals 80, so I guess I have to work for 55.
Notice the door opening.
That's wrong.
From 40 to 30 out, 12 years. 12, I'm 43.
Damn, it is open.
But if you stay in, you make a lot.
The reason it's taking so long
What makes you say?
is because whenever he started playing the first video, it was the same video that they had given me in Discovery. And I said, that's the wrong video. See?
Right.
And he said, oh, and he went down to the next one and he clicked it and played it. And I said, that's the wrong one too. See? Same. That's just like the drone footage you said that you had that you didn't have that you delayed this court for. And
Right.
he told me, Joe, he told me, he goes, this is a courtroom and this is inside. He said, Trooper Jones said, this is a courtroom, and if you don't settle down, I'm going to arrest you for disrupting a government process.
Ooh, he threatened you in there.
He threatened to arrest me.
But it's okay. But it's okay for them to be giggling and laughing out there about before they throw a man in fucking jail and take away his fucking freedom. It's crazy, isn't it?
With the witness, they got to keep it neutral. You can't be chopping it up with the fucking witness.
And they're laughing and having a good fucking time. That's being disorderly in the court fucking room.
Is the bailiff part of this proceeding? Why is he even having a conversation with this motherfucker on the stand?
Right.
Is he a bearer of facts? This bailiff eating a donut?
Talking about the food and how good it is.
But even talking about the case too, because the witness pointed to him and said, see, this is the way he is. Like
he was talking to him. I thought he was talking to the judge. All right.
You want me to back it up?
No. I saw it. I
All
just,
right.
because I couldn't see the judge in the shot. I didn't know the judge was even in there until you said the judge was on the phone.
Yeah, the judge is in there. Everybody's in there.
All right.
You retire what do you? I'll be 41. You have to retire? Yeah. We don't do that. I got a phone. Work on the phone.
Well, I think it will be eventually my future. I'll be working on the farm too, because my daughter's going to be a veterinarian.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm telling you what, she takes in every. I am, but.
She needs to be a large animal vet contact. I don't like the one.
That's right.
She needs to be a large animal contact. Huh? Cold water. He loves me.
I can hear you yelling.
Yeah, and did you hear what he said?
No.
He said, he loves me. I'll back it up a second. I'll back it up just a second here.
See, this is how he is.
Watch what he says. Here he goes.
He loves me.
Yeah, he loves me.
He said,
See?
see, he's talking to me. He said, and he pointed to himself. See, he's talking to me.
So now everybody knows what's on the fucking tape.
Everybody, including the bailiff and the fucking cackling bitch.
Yeah,
Why?
they're totally
Why?
listening to it.
Okay.
It's cooler life. Yeah. It's the, when they do game things, it's kind of fun, it's not like state. You know, even though if you're running your career, your GD, whatever, you still run the state. So, let's say you're a GD out of Chicago, so you run Midwest or Ohio. Or if you're a blood out of North Carolina, you're not a blood, but everybody else you're out of North Carolina, you're on the blood. So North Carolina will go to Europe. So it's like North Carolina blood isn't affiliated with any other blood. Let's say Pyru blood's out of Baltimore. Right, they won't get together because Pyru will go in Baltimore, DC. And one's down. That's weird. You figure that all of the blood is so big, there's so many different factions, just like Crips, and they hate each other. There's so many of them. So they run the state.
You got the picture, right, Joe?
I do got the picture. Yeah, I got the picture.
Okay, so now, first off, he's not supposed to be hearing any of this.
He's sequestered. The judge is quite well aware that he can hear it. The sequester is stupid. It's not even working. He ain't intervened and said nothing.
What's the sense of going into a sequestered room if you could hear it? And why would you tell me to go if you didn't want to hear it? The judge knew what he was hearing and he let it go on. He knew that it was going to affect the witness.
Yeah, agreed. You brought this up?
I filed a motion to disqualify the judge and the magistrate, the district attorney. And that's what I got back today from the judge, the circuit court. I'm allowed to go back into this courtroom with the same judge.
Really? So it continues with the same judge?
Same judge, same prosecutor.
Interesting. No disqualification. Interesting.
Now, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Go back down there to face this motherfucker?
Yes, even more than fucking ever. This just adds to the story. You're not writing this story. God's writing this story. Put some confidence in that dude, and that his plan is better than yours. It always like that.
I don't believe in a God. I believe in aliens.
Well, all you got to do, you don't have to call him God. Maybe
I believe in the utility of God. You know why? Because God gave me my rights. You can't touch them, man. So I believe in God.
All right, so you do in some sense
believe in God.
All right, I'm okay with that. Nature. Well, I believe there's an intelligence in nature, and if I'm going to get deep, I believe we have a lot to do with that intelligence as a whole.
I don't discount.
Okay.
Because our eyes only see such a small fraction of what really is.
It's logical. Right? Yes. Yeah. Most shit is unseen.
Our eyes can only interpret certain
this much of the light spectrum. Yes, and the spectrum is like this. All we can see is this.
Right. I only believe what I see right now. Right.
Right. And we know that's not smart but you're smart enough to know that 90+% exists in the unseen. So we know that if we only believe in what we see, we know we're selling ourselves short. You also now at your age, you've learned certain things like what go around, come around, certain karmatic rules. Don't pay to harm people, like you said. What's right? I got the right to defend myself. I don't need nobody to tell me that. We learn and discern certain things. And I'm telling you that, however, you have a story written. I don't know if you wrote it and with the help of others or other people that nature wrote it or whatever, but it's a beautiful story. And it goes something like this. The only way I know you is because you're out there taking arrests and doing this activism shit. That's part of your story. How could you not have confidence in that story? It brought you here, right? You know, that's the whole purpose of this moment. All of those things led up to this moment. And you would suddenly have a lack of faith that it won't line up for the next moment. Are you going to cut the story short because you're afraid? Are we going to see what the story says? Are we going to do it to the end as men would do? And then you, being a man on firm truth and foundation, you have nothing to hide, nothing to fear. If they're going to fuck you, yes, they may fuck you, but they can't run you out of town. That's not an option.
I love you, Joe. Man, you know, I earlier, whenever I talked, right after I got done talking to that clerk or whatever she was,
I get you.
I told that woman whenever she gave me that condescending attitude, just, you know, well, you can write the judge if you want to.
Yes,
like, why don't you put him on the fucking phone? Right? You can't do that shit, can you? And the whole point, it's such a long 39-page, 37-page motion. He didn't have, it's too long to read in 2 months, but he can read in 3 days.
There should be something, because I'm learning that you must complain. You must make a claim in order for this shit down the line. So somewhere you are supposed to be making a claim that they did it to you, putting it on record. There's somewhere you're supposed to be filing something that says, what's your name? Mary Sue. Mary Sue has just told me that the judge has had my shit on his desk for 39 days, which is far past the 5-day mark. And it's super long, and it doesn't want to read it. And you have documentation.
It's called a writ of mandamus to compel. A writ of mandamus to compel a judge to do something.
All right, we just need her on the record.
I'm playing the Saul Alinsky game here. I'm playing the Sun Tzu game here. I'm letting them, I'm not bothering them, because the worst thing a pro se litigant could do is call them up every fucking second of the day.
I would agree. Yes, it's just going to stir the beehive. Yeah.
So I let the judge, the circuit court judge, have ample time to read a 37-page motion without bothering them.
Yeah. Which is what you should have did too. You're that's what you're doing, arrest the right etiquette, layoff, and then when they do respond, you hit them with a 37-page motion. That Sun Tzu crushed them in their entirety. You don't fucking play around with them. You hit them hard. You did what you're supposed
to. I didn't do a change of venue. I went right for the fucking throat with the disqualification of both him, the elected magistrate, the head magistrate of 47 years, and the elected district attorney.
Yeah.
I went after them, and that's what they don't like.
Yes.
And they're never going to. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think the only thing missing here is us. I think you're missing a tool, one of the hammers in your tool bag. You're neglecting it. You know, let's see if we can't, correct that. I'm doing one about Rogue, but make sure you screenshot my fucking number. And, I'll talk it up. I live on panels. I'll talk it up so motherfuckers know what they're doing to you. And you're muted.
I'll get a hold of you on that in a bit.
And when you're ready, you think the story has developed properly, I got all those guys' numbers too, the big guys, you're ready for it. We need to.
I would really appreciate that. I said, I've never asked for money. That's one thing that I don't do, because whenever I do get into court, they could use it against you, even though it's legal. So I could always object to them saying, you're just
he was doing it for the
money, or to agitate to get money. And I
or the lawsuits. How many lawsuits you got in?
I have none, 0.
So they can't say he was out there doing it for the money and the lawsuits and this and that.
Well, I did mention a lawsuit to the trooper on scene the day that he arrested.
I think that was fair, but they can't say that you're litigious. In fact, I was thinking that I'd be threatening to do something else. Once he threatened to arrest me in that courtroom, we're trying to pursue some action for that.
Well,
I think
I
you're
don't know
doing
how
well.
much, I don't know how many people are going to want to help me in the legal field now that I have been going to be held in contempt of court for
I,
bringing in a camera and a
this is where we come into play. All right, this is where your
I'm
friends come
figuring
into
it out
play.
now, Joe. You know, but I was saying that I never asked for money. I've never asked for YouTube to monetize me because they take your shit down. I want to be able to speak as freely as I
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
I've never had a video taken down, never, even with all
yeah,
the vulgarity and all of that. So I
yeah,
wanted to keep myself clean there too.
yeah.
But the only thing that I've ever asked of anybody, and anybody in my channel in the chat knows, all I want is your brain.
Yeah,
All I want is your knowledge, man.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
more than any money that could ever be brought to me or given
Uh,
to me.
I dig that. That's respectful. I got a problem with church because the preacher is like he's teaching to everyone. I like the guy who's on the same level with everyone, and you appreciate your chat. You know, and a guy like me that would gain you respect because that's the shit that I like to see. And you're tapping into them as a resource. If we are, and it's my belief that they're the same as us, you're tapping into those resources. You're going down the right road.
It doesn't give me big viewership. It doesn't give me any major viral videos. It doesn't give me, but that's fine. You know, every once in a while I'll get discouraged why, you know, things aren't, but I understand the algorithms
Yeah,
and how they
yeah,
shadow ban and all of that.
yes, yes.
I don't put any, you know,
You,
stock in
you,
faith.
you should know me and you got similar shit. My shit is monetized. But I probably everything I post immediately goes yellow, demonetized. I have to dispute everything. I get on average one video a year that goes green when I post it. And it'll be some about nature or some music, or it won't be one of my cop watch shits. And the same thing, I've never asked for bread. I've never, you've never even saw me say like and sub, hit that like button. I've never done any
Me
of that
neither.
shit.
Me
Never
neither.
asked them up, never
Nope.
even put the thumb up on my own videos. I'm
My
really
work
picky.
will speak for me,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I don't look at my chatters as a bank. That's just tacky to me. If
Oh,
you,
I cut myself. I almost missed the most important point. You're doing yourself a disservice by not making yourself green if it's possible, because that's how your message gets out. That's why you don't have a viral video. They push it, and it's all about how they push it. If you don't give them the opportunity, they're not going to push it, and you don't give yourself an opportunity for everyone to see it. Even if you just go through the steps of getting monetized, if you have the hours and shit, you don't have to do nothing. I did that. I went through the steps, and all my shit was yellow I had 20 some thousand subs before I started turning to green. I got on Disorderly Product News and made me go over his house and turn my shit green. But all my shit had been seen. I was popular as fuck because I had went through that step and my shit was being pushed. I wasn't doing it for the money, or else I'd have been turned my shit all the way green.
well, I think for me, it's more important to be clean in the courtroom than
Yes.
green in my bunk hole, right?
Yeah, right now,
Um,
you reconsider that though, because the more people, the only reason we do this is to reach as many people as possible. Me and you might not make the difference. We might inspire the cat who does. The more ears that hear, the better shot you got at it. Reconsider that and hold on to it. In court, every wise motherfucker I know while they're on them streets, they're thinking about how it's going to affect them in court. So hold on to that. But the whole objective was to have a voice. The bigger the voice, the more chance you got, the harder you can kick these niggas in the nuts.
well, I got almost 7,000 subscribers the way I've
Yeah,
done it,
it's
you know,
pretty fucking good. Yeah,
and yeah, and that's good, and that's all based upon the work that I've done over a 2-year period, being arrested 3 times, going through each trial with my audience, my
yeah,
chat.
very good. I was going to ask you that.
The Joe down in hey, Thimble Slayer, welcome back, brother.
Oh, thank you, man. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Down in Pitt County, when I went in front of the judge down there and he was sentencing me, he yelled at me, "How dare you talk to that deputy that way? You know, they have families at home and children at home, and you know, you're a Marine. You should treat them with respect."
He
No
said,
chance this is on
if
tape.
you
That's
would have
good
yelled a
shit.
profanity at a cop in North Korea like that or Russia, you would have been arrested. I said, Your Honor, I was arrested.
That's great. No chance you got video of that, right?
I don't. That was
That is
another one of
the
them.
greatest
That was
shit in
another
the
one of them
world.
courts that, bench
Yes.
trials.
Yes.
But in essence,
They're
what I did
gods.
was I called his court. He called himself a communist court.
Yeah.
How is it that you can reference a North Korea, a communist country, and if I talked
Yes.
to a cop there, I'd be
Yes.
arrested? Well,
It-
here I am.
It sounds like to me he is saying that if the conditions were as they were supposed to be, you'd have got arrested. Well, motherfucker, I did get arrested. I guess the conditions are how they are supposed to be.
That makes this a communist fucking court now, doesn't
Yes, because you brought up the two communist fucking places. You're right,
Does
Your
that
Honor.
mean does that mean we're in North Korea then?
It looks like it.
They don't even think. They're so stupid and insulated with their own little bubble that they go to their country clubs because they're terrified to go out to a normal restaurant because they're all the motherfuckers they put in jail over bullshit shit that they're afraid that they're going to get beamed in the back of the head while they're sitting there eating dinner, right? They're scared. They're terrified.
Good
They live in
point.
an insulated bubble of lawyers and judges and all of this. They don't hear
Paperwork.
anything outside that bubble.
Yes. You can't even get your word through to them if you did have something to talk to a judge. You can't get them on the phone. Your emails and shit, you don't know whether they make it or not, whether they read them or not. You can't go in there and just sit down, chop it up with him. He's insulated. You won't see him at your grocery store, your mechanic shop, like you should be able to. So yeah, there's no way to get to that dude. And that's just what's built into the system. That's not considering the installations that he's built for himself. Whether he's telling motherfuckers, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to. He couldn't, being in that system, he could build it up where he don't have to listen to no fucking body.
All right, Ed, for action, I'm watching you. I'm listening to you. He says he feels like he's talking to himself.
Yeah.
Well, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. We're here.
Actually, you guys, I'm about to abandon you guys. My day consisted of going to the mechanics once. I'm gonna need a thermostat for my car. They're gonna be somewhere around $300 to $400 to get this shit done. A thermostat.
Just for a thermostat?
Shit I used to do for the piece itself is $200 something.
Thin Blue Monster knows about automobiles.
Well, maybe he can cut me a deal.
RockAuto.com, baby. RockAuto.com.
You're right. I should be Googling some shit. Yeah, trying to find that shit cheaper. What else? Then I went back up there because a buddy of mine, his shit broke down. He got towed to the same mechanic shop overnight. And he asked me for a ride. It's the same shop. I went up there and took him so he could drop the keys. Oh, blah blah. And then after I came here and saw you. So I really ain't got my day started. Which is why I'm telling that long ass story. I got a lot of shit to do.
All right. Well, I posted that trial video up on my channel. If you want to do something with it, go ahead and do it.
Send me the links. Text me the links. I'm going to put them in a file somewhere when I finish doing this shit for Rogue. I'm going to look at it. And this was my pleasure. I absolutely love your fucking energy, your style, your bravery. Man, you are one of the few. I love everything you do. So this was my fucking honor. You coming up here and rapping with you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Easy, guys.
All right, Thin Blue Line Slayers, just you and I, and Ed for action. No, Barry Frost is here too. Uh-oh. Thin Blue Line Slayer just dropped out on me. He left me too. Oh my goodness. What am I going to do? They all abandoned me. All right. Well, I guess that's going to be the end of it anyhow. I think everybody got, and Howard Clegg. Yeah. Howard Clegg is here too. Joe Point has a lot of good points. I don't quit.
I shouldn't quit. I should go down there and face them, even though I've outed them. I've put them on blast, as I said. I put them on blast via YouTube. Get the word out, show that trial video. That's all I could ask for is, getting that word out, and let's see if we can put some pressure on these people with views. No violence, just views. Yeah, we'll see where this goes. We want views. We want to put pressure on them in a civil way. I could get on here and rail all I want, cuss all I want, motherfuck up and down. get the feds and yeah, right. Like they really care about some fucking jarhead, a radio operator, 2531, right? That's my MOS, 2531. Field radio operator, communications. This is a different venue. This is my show. I get to motherfuck anybody that I want to. When I get in the courtroom, it's a different thing. It's a different venue. It's a different animal. You need help with some radios? Aluminum foil on your antenna and a ball, and just stick it on your antennae. So I needed to get that out just to let everybody know what I'm walking into. I'm walking into a hangman's noose. I'm laying my head down on the chopping block. And it's going to get chopped. And there are going to be a lot of people say, good, I'm glad. A lot of people are going to say, you deserve to have your head chopped because you snuck a camera into that courtroom where you weren't allowed to. But I knew what was coming. And I'll take that. I'll take that punishment. I'll take that punishment. The question is, can the judge take it? Not punishment, but take it. Can the judge not see the errors in his way and recuse himself right now? Right meow. That's all I did is expose them for the tyrants that they are. The kings in their courts. I had to do it. I had no choice. They left me. What do you want me to do? Tell them, ask them for if I can record it? Then they wouldn't have done what they did, but the outcome would be the same. I would be fined or jail. Would have ended up the same way. It would have ended up identically. Now I'm asking the judge, Magistrate Mitchell, recuse yourself, sir. You're compromised, sir. I called you a dirty name earlier. I called you a motherfucker earlier, as a matter of fact. But sir, recuse yourself or drop the case entirely. Miss Puckett, prosecutor, district attorney extraordinaire Puckett, recuse yourself. if this video gets up to the higher levels of the judiciary, even though it's a contemptual video, the video is factual, not edited in any way. 0% completely unedited. It is what it is. You, sir, Judge Mitchell, Magistrate Mitchell, I don't even want to call you a judge anymore. You're compromised. You're conflicted. Your entire court is conflicted. You have heard a video that you ain't supposed to have heard. Same thing with the witness, Looney. And let me ask the federal government. Federal Bureau of Prisons, is this the caliber of officers that you have guarding prisoners and inmates at McDowell County, or not McDowell County, McDowell Federal Institution, FDI, FCI, Correctional Institution? Is this the caliber of officers that you hire and that are guarding the inmates, the ones that laugh and giggle on the stand, fist bump the judge? I'm assuming he fist bumped the judge. And if not, he reached across the judge to fist bump the fucking secretary. Federal Bureau of Prisons, do you see that this being all right? Why don't you pull this motherfucker back and restrain him? It's not looking good for you. Not a good look. Federal Bureau of Prisons. I told that woman that I was going to put McDowell County on blast on YouTube. That's what I meant. This is what I meant. I told the woman to tell the judge to kiss my ass about his decision on my motion to be disqualified, to disqualify the magistrate. I told the woman to tell the judge to kiss my ass, and that I'm going to now put you on blast down there in McDowell County on YouTube. And everybody knows what putting people on blast means. Exposing you via video where millions of people could possibly view it. Is that what you want? Do you want a viral video to go about your federal guards? Alex M., good to see you. Why isn't this being prosecuted in federal court on a misdemeanor trespassing charge? If it's a federal trespass, why is the county doing it? Bring me into federal court, please. I'm asking you. Subpoena me. Order me. Come and fucking get me. I mean, I'll show up. Fuck. I've shown up in every other hearing. I've showed up in every other fucking meeting. Everywhere. I've never missed a pre-trial. I've never missed a trial. I've never missed anything because I am fucking good at what I do in court. I know what I'm doing in court. But no matter how good you are, no matter how much case law you have behind you, no matter what motions were filed, you can't never get a fair trial because of this kind of shit. This kind of activity. If you or me acted like that in court, we would be held in contempt. I would hope that Joe Cole would help me out, give me an assist. I think he will. I hold Joe Cole as one of the most influential people that I first started watching that made up my mind to go ahead and do this myself. Joe Cole, who was the first one that I watched? Rogue Nation. I watched down there in Florida. Dadgummit. What is his name? No. Big Nick. That's the first audit I ever watched. Is Big Nick. Yes, it is a big club. And I'm not in it, nor are you, Ed, for action. So I'm sure I will be held in contempt of court when I go back down. And I'll take it. But I'm going to object as soon as I get in there to the judge having a conflict due to new evidence. And I will include my video of the first trial as exhibit number 1 in my objection. It's a biased court, and I will tell the magistrate that right to his face. I think that's where I'm going to go. And I'm going to do some more filing. I don't know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it yet. But I'm going to file some more motions. Maybe a motion to change venue based upon the recently revealed evidence of collusion in the courtroom between the judge and the witness, the main witness, the key witness, the only witness to my trespassing. I will want it changed to venue, and I will also probably, which means the whole trial will start all over again from the get-go, from the beginning. And that's discovery. So now that the discovery is tainted, the witness is tainted, how can that happen? How can another jurisdiction handle a case that is obviously fruit from a poisonous tree? Magistrate Mitchell, you left me no choice. Brittany Puckett, District Attorney Extraordinaire, you left me no choice. That's right. It's already been a year, and that's another thing I'll include in my motion. Statute of limitations. I already mentioned it in my to the judge, circuit court judge. Statute of limitations. See, Magistrate Mitchell, here's what the deal is. The deal is that it's 1 year, 8 months past the trial. 8 months overdue for a prosecution of a misdemeanor case in court. Okay? 8 months past the statute of limitations. I filed a motion for a speedy trial. He said, Mr. Ballin, why shouldn't you want a speedy, why do you want a speedy trial? That's what he asked me in my preliminary hearing. I filed a motion for a speedy trial. Should have been taken into consideration when the circuit court judge reviewed and read my motion to disqualify. Again, here's the circuit court judge secretary telling me, well, it is a long motion, and it took 2 months for him to read it. but it just got on his desk on Tuesday, and he read it within 2 days and then made the determination. So what the fuck is it? Is it too long of a motion to read in 2 months? But you could read it in 2 days? Only after I call? You know, I was all emotional earlier, and I was motherfucking you, Circuit Court Judge Erinsky, or whatever your name is. They were hoping that I would go away. Is that what it is? Ed for action? I was emotional earlier. Calmer heads prevail. But now that the deed is done, I can't take it back. So I will go back down and I will face the ramifications of my actions. And I'll take that because you know what, Magistrate Mitchell? You ain't looking good right now. Your courtroom ain't looking good right now. It's actually looking pretty pathetic. It's really pathetic what happened in that courtroom. Now it's out there for all to see. Ed for action, I can't get anybody to do anything. If they want to mirror it, they can. I would love that. If they want to, they can. I could ask for you to ask them. I'm pleading anybody, not pleading. I'm just asking. I'm asking anybody who wants to pick this up. Please do. You can do with it what you want. I agree, and I don't think that they'll get it yanked down because there's no violence there. There's no violence there. But again, it is a good idea to have it mirrored. I would really appreciate all your help to get this word out. All right, I'm done. Thank you very much, Ed for action, and John D. Nicola, and Howard Clegg, and New Guru, Joe Cole. Thank you for coming in. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thin Blue Line Slayer, my brother, man. Thank you. Nat, where you been, Nat? I know you were taking your daughter somewhere, but I know you're going to watch this later. So, Brandon Mitchell, good to see you. Thank you. Brent was in here. Thank you very much for coming in and hearing me out. Chain Weaver's always in here. Thank you. Julian Reyes, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Get the word out. Anybody else in here? I think that's about it. Oregon Rogue was in here. Thank you, Oregon Rogue, for coming in. And that's a wrap. See ya.